Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all doing? I have to say, I'm a little bit peeved at WWE. I watched the show, watched one of the new shows, and I'm kind of peeved about the end of the show. But we'll wait for some people to get in here so we can discuss it. Raw hasn't started yet. Still got a couple of minutes for that. But yeah, I'm a little bit peeved about this show that I watched, and I just want to get other people's opinions. Some of you I already know what your opinions will be. Sausage Von Meatball, I was just on Hangouts. Oh, I'm sorry, gamer. Ooh. Hello, Tina. Ooh.
Hello.
I like that, gamer.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God, what? Don't be jealous, Sheena. You
What
can
the
get
fuck?
yours.
What? What can I get? Well, I gotta see.
Oh, God. Why won't it fucking let me? God damn it. God damn it. Alright, Shitter, if you can hear me, I'll be right back. For some reason, it's not letting me back. I'll be right back, people. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's Drew McIntyre. All right. Sorry.
It's all right. Hey, Sheena, by the way, you're muted. I don't know what's wrong with you, but it's actually kind of like it. The champ is here, baby. Monday Night Raw. Thank you, Bobby Lashley.
I'm
You know you
Hello,
can't have a Raw party
everyone.
without Cash here, y'all.
All
Am I
right.
really muted?
What's that screeching sound?
Not anymore.
Oh, it's Sheena. Hey, Sheena.
I've been talking this whole time.
Like I said, it's been a
Did
welcome
you
change.
hear me talking to you?
Here is
I
our
heard
champion,
you,
the
Sheena.
Almighty.
I didn't hear a word you said. And I cut my thing because so Gamer sent me a new background and my computer was trying to save it and it wouldn't let me do anything. Like it just kept going beep, beep. So I had to wait for it to finish. So I wasn't sure if I was going to end up getting kicked out or not. But I didn't.
It's the Hurt Business, being led by the Almighty, your champion, your WWE champion, and I'm his champion.
Oh, shut up, you
That's why he sent me the
fucking
title.
ball sucker.
Only thing I heard is that Sheena wants a ball sack. It's okay. It's all
No,
right.
you're a ball sucker. A big ball sucker.
Nobody cares what you got to say. The Almighty's coming out.
Very cool. Thank you, Gamer. Oh, you still at your lady's house?
I'll be back when I get home. No,
Okay.
I'm not Price Chopper. I'm at the supermarket. But I'll call you. I'll get back on when I get home.
Okay.
So it's better. Okay.
Well, if it wasn't me, it's gonna be Mark. At least you ain't got to put your mouth on me. Thank God.
Thank you, Cash, for making me vomit in my mouth. Hey, Joe Shipley, how are you? I'm sorry. I was trying to download this new background that Gamer made me. Isn't it cool? You can have your very own.
For $49.99, because you got to pay
I
for
was
hours too.
I was gonna say they do cost money or images, but you can have your own. All right, can I tell you? I watched WWE's top 50 greatest female superstars.
And Charlotte Flair wasn't involved.
I wish. I fucking wish. That's why I'm mad. Can you tell? They made her number 2 out of the 50 greatest all time fucking female fucking. They put her in the same category as fucking Trish Stratus, Chyna, and Asuka.
I wouldn't have put Chyna on the list. Asuka would have.
Why wouldn't you put Chyna on the list?
Well, I mean, they're not showing any love to Chris Benoit. I mean, why show love to her?
Because she didn't fucking murder anyone?
She murdered her fucking self. She murdered her fucking career by joining Hustler, and then she overdosed and didn't call anybody to let anybody know she was getting high again. So that's her fault.
Well, then in that case, they ought to remove fucking X-Pac, fucking Razor Ramon, Kevin Nash, and every other fucking dope fiend that they already entered into the Hall of Fame out of the Hall of Fame, if you think about it that way. So there would be no fucking Hall of Fame.
I know, exactly. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Anyway, back to my point.
Speaking of getting high.
No Hall of Fame for you.
Speaking of getting high, guess who just got announced by ESPN and PWI Insider today as being in the Hall of Fame? The whole fucking show.
I was going to say, I heard RVD was getting inducted. Yeah, they're going to announce it tonight.
I found what I need.
Right, Lisa? Jake the Snake, RVD, your boy. He's been arrested multiple times for driving under the influence. So.
No, Chyna. All right, Chyna was great. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like I'm just talking shit. I loved watching Chyna. I loved watching Johnny Laura wrestle. But at the end of her career, at the end of her life, I saw her just go on a steep decline, and which, in my opinion, would take her out of the top 50. Same thing with Sunny. I thought Sunny was amazing during her time, and I'm pretty sure she made like the top 30, top 20. But just her life today has been shitty.
She actually did get her own spot.
Yeah.
She was included in a group. And this is another thing that kind of pissed me off. So they did different, like there was 2 separate collages where they did one that was women that made their mark without being in the ring. Like Miss Elizabeth. So Sunny was in that group. They put fucking Stacy Keibler in that. They put Tori Wilson in that. But yet Kelly gets a number?
For
seriously?
What? The Extreme Expose?
Apparently.
Jesus.
I was just like, how?
Shelton Benjamin just downed Bobby Lashley.
Oh, you're fucking ahead of me already?
Oh my God. Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin later tonight. Shelton's getting the upper hand on him. Oh, wow. Bobby Lashley with a T-bone, knees to the chest, and a flatliner onto Shelton. Oh, Cedric Alexander just nearly fell off the ring trying to get away from that big fist of his. Oh. I'm sorry.
We've been calling this for weeks, man.
Well, finally, Bobby Lashley doesn't have any more distractions in the Hurt business to keep him from destroying Drew McIntyre in 2 weeks.
But yeah, that was my gripe. I think what pissed me off the most was that they put Charlotte Flair as number 2. I was just like, are you fucking serious?
You have to expect it with who her father is. It pisses me off too. I don't think Charlotte Flair has the talent for it.
Well, and then Lita was like,
14,
I think Lita
15,
was like,
30.
yeah, she was like 14. And it's like, really? You think Charlotte Flair's better in the ring than fucking Lita?
Well, I mean, Charlotte was paid all the way in. I mean, there's nothing that says that Charlotte has earned her spot except the Flair name.
Right. Well, and that's what I mean. That's why it pissed me off so bad.
I mean, it upsets me too, but I mean, what more can you do? Because they're trying to make Charlotte look good coming off of her coronavirus shit and to come back after WrestleMania to be champion again. She survived coronavirus to become champion against Rhea Ripley, that's going to piss me off.
Yeah, I guarantee, I still believe she's going to come back the week of WrestleMania and they're going to put her in that fucking championship match of WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and I'm
God,
going
I
to
hope
be bullshit.
I hope they did to her what they did during the Keith Lee. Make him wait till after WrestleMania before he can even come back and make him earn his spot back on the show. That's the only
think about it.
logic.
Charlotte Flair has been in every fucking WrestleMania since she debuted in WWE.
Has she lost to WrestleMania yet? Yeah, she lost to Ronda Rousey.
Right. She lost the triple threat match.
That was against
Becky
Ronda
Lynch.
Rousey and Becky Lynch. Yeah.
Yep. That was the only one she lost. But she's been in every WrestleMania since she debuted in WWE.
Look at that poser. He done stole my title.
You damn poser, Matt Riddle.
RVD wannabe. I hope Rob Van Dam comes back and destroys him in an Extreme Rules match. Wouldn't that just be awesome?
What? So who do you think should induct RVD? Should it be one of the ECW guys?
Oh, it should absolutely be Paul Heyman. Either Paul Heyman or Alphonse. Alfonso. Was that his name? Fonzie? Ha! I'm sorry.
You know what I was wondering the other day? How much do you think they had to pay fucking to co-host fucking Mania with Hulk Hogan?
Titus O'Neil?
Yeah.
Probably not much, but the other co-host is going to piss you off. I'll give you a hint. He's on YouTube and he got a mention on SmackDown.
Oh, dear God.
Logan Paul is officially a part of WrestleMania.
Well, and I was just wondering how much convincing they had to do with Titus O'Neil because of the whole. Actually, in an interview I saw with Titus O'Neil, he fucking hates Hulk Hogan.
One's going to host one night, the other one's going to host the other night.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be logic on that. Titus O'Neil will be on Saturday night, which will be
I thought they were going to both host both nights.
Mm-mm.
And I was just like, how the fuck is that going to work?
Smashing that like button, damn it. Dorito and the Lucha Cabra has come in. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little high on Red Dawn. It's been like weeks, months since I've done Red Dawn, and I took 2 doses a day, and I'm just like really fucking going. But you know, I left to go to the hotel for a couple days because of the bullshit happening here at the house after Friday. And yes, I took my championship and I put it right in front of the TV and just stared at it.
I don't know, Joe. It's a long story, I guess.
We'll talk about my dick, but that should be a long story. Anyway, I am currently on Easter break. That's not a real thing in my industry. Um, but yeah, I am home because I don't go out till next Monday. They asked me if I wanted to go out Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, and I said, I guess I'll do it. I really wanted to just spend some time with my kids because I was just getting home on Friday when they called me. And they called me back Friday night before I got on the stream with Doris and said, you know what? How about you take it all the way through Easter with your kids and start the Monday after Easter? And I said, fucking right. I mean, yeah, I'll do that.
Dorito.
But I did get permission to do live streams with you out on the road.
Oh. Fucking great. There goes our one hope, guys. It's gone.
You really want to spend 4 weeks without me, Doris? I mean, who else or how else are you going to get ratings?
My ratings would probably go up without you here for 4 weeks.
Nah, they go up for a day and then drop back down because everybody misses cash. What happened the one night I overslept for Doris' stream, guys?
I actually had a lot of people in here and then a lot of people left as soon as you popped up.
I was talking about the night I overslept and I didn't come in at all. You start writing me on Twitter, are you okay? Hadn't heard from you.
But I still had 16 people in here the whole entire show.
Okay, I'll try not to run them off with my intelligence. I'll be as dumb as them. Ms. Morrison's music video is going to drop tonight. Hey, hey, hop, hop.
Oh, dear God.
It's what do you mean, dear God? It's the Dirt Sheet presents the best hip hop video ever, Doris. You've got to admit. Ms. Morrison has talent far beyond any type of Bad Bunny, Big Bunny, Little Bunny, Side Bunny, Bugs Bunny, all of them. Simple as that.
Yeah, until The Miz loses to him at WrestleMania.
The Miz is not going to lose to Bad Bunny. The Miz never lost to anybody. He is completely undefeated as far as I'm concerned.
Just like Curtis Axel is still in the Royal fucking Rumble.
He got eliminated the next year.
He did not get eliminated.
He's next year,
still in that Royal Rumble.
No, he lost. He lost when he went to the next year. What up, Wrestling Forever?
Wrestling Forever, hello.
Wrestling Forever. Doris refuses to admit that I am the fucking champ. What does this look like? My championship's gonna soar. Look at it flapping.
So, Wrestling Forever, how are you? Right,
Ms.
Mr.
Morrison
J?
don't need a clue. Ms. Morrison is the whole damn Chutes and Ladders.
How are you, Mr. J? Bobby Lashley finally drops the dead weight.
No, Dorito, it just barely covers my dick. But thank you for noticing. So this week, we're going to have Shelton Benjamin versus Bobby Lashley. And next week, Cedric Alexander versus Bobby Lashley. I think the Almighty could take both of them on and just go ahead and destroy them now. What do you think, Doris?
Drew McIntyre was able to do it. So Bobby Lashley should hopefully be able to do it if he wants to prove that he can beat Drew McIntyre. Because if Drew McIntyre can beat them both in a handicap match. I'm good. Right, Wrestling Forever? Wrestling Forever said champion, all right, of being a big mouth.
You're welcome, Wrestling Forever.
You are officially champion big mouth.
You know what? Y'all are going to have to argue with Jimmy Hart on that one.
Here comes the Celtic Warrior. He's going to go against Matt Riddle.
Bro.
Smile, Cash. We know that's not your tongue. What?
We know you're not your tongue. I don't know. Maybe he knows I'm not a real asshole.
No, he is a real asshole, Dorito. If Miz and Morrison are really that good, why is WWE hiring Cash? LOL.
To take Matt Riddle's spot as the U.S. champion. They went ahead and sent me the title, and Bobby Lashley sent me the title.
Oh, I got you, Dorito. He said dingus in his mouth.
Y'all hating too much. Don't be hating. Malibu, represent. Do I think Peacock will censor just the race stuff? They're going to censor probably most of the Attitude Era. I mean, there's not much of the Attitude Era that was actually family friendly. I mean, let's just be honest. And WCW from 98 on.
Matt Riddle must have switched to acid. I don't mean to interrupt you.
What the hell, Doris?
Did you see the birds fly out when fucking he flipped his flip-flops off?
No, I don't pay attention to the losers like that. I'll watch him get brogue kicked and finished. That's it. I can't wait to watch him lose his title at WrestleMania to Sheamus. I was thinking, guys, should I get plates made with my logo right here? CVE. What do y'all think?
I don't know.
I think it looked cool. Anyway. So I take this thing with me everywhere. I'm allowed to take it with me on the road. I already asked my driver trainer. He said, yeah, not a problem. So
yeah, Wrestling Forever, I think so.
So every state I go into and we have a chance to stop in front of a sign or something, hold the title up, let him snap a picture, and then we'll play. Oh, we got an Alexa's Playground tonight. I am so sorry, guys. I'm so fucking hot on this energy drink. And Matt Riddle is down in a headlock from Sheamus. Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, with his hair spiked up, and it doesn't even look like he's got gel in tonight. Matt Riddle looks like he needs to find a clue.
But yeah, if you missed it, what we talked about earlier, RVD will be announced as being entered into the Hall of Fame tonight. Or I'm assuming they'll announce it tonight because the news was broken today.
I'm surprised they hadn't announced Daniel Bryan yet. Like, completely breaking kayfabe, breaking character here. WWE accidentally put up a Hall of Fame page of Daniel Bryan. And, of course, the PWI Insider guys got a hold of it. And when they went back to the link like 4 hours later, it was just discontinued after the internet broke that Daniel Bryan was being inducted.
Maybe they decided not to induct him because of it.
I don't know. He's going to be the most organic champion in the Hall of Fame ever.
Hello, beautiful Kathy Bates. How are you?
What other gimmick do you think will work good for Matt Riddle? Like, I'd love to see him just go heel and just be like Sheamus. I think he could be like Sheamus. Put some boots on, put some different attire, get rid of the whole high gimmick, get an injury and change his shit. We were talking about that Wrestling Forever. I think Paul Heyman's already inducting somebody this year. I honestly think that Vince McMahon should be inducting Eric Bischoff.
I think so too.
But
either that or, although I don't know if Ric Flair would, because Ric Flair don't really like Eric Bischoff, right?
Right. But Eric Bischoff has said he wants to be inducted by Terry Bollea, or for the non-outside wrestling knowledge people, Hulk Hogan. So I wouldn't mind seeing Hulk Hogan induct him, but there's a rumor that it's going to be like an NWO reunion with Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and Eric Bischoff up on stage if Scott Hall survives.
Wouldn't it be funny if they brought back the dude? I don't remember his name, but the dude that played Eugene, and they said that it was Eric Bischoff's nephew.
Michael Densmore.
Yeah, that's him.
So I went and got my medicine on how to deal with Sheena tonight. They gave me a 90-day supply. Let me see what you think. Think it'd be enough?
Liz Morrison of the Dolph and Rude of SmackDown.
Completely talking as a wrestler and non-fan commentator at this point, I'm actually very upset with what they have done with Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode as far as just giving them the title and making them be forgotten. Because I think they could do so much more with them. Like at least Miz and Morrison have a storyline where they can lose and get your hate a little bit more for when they win at WrestleMania.
But if you think about it, the storyline of them not accepting any challenges goes along with their gimmick right now.
Talking about Dolph and Rude?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm surprised Adam Pearce hasn't stepped up and like, look, you got to do this. But I mean, at least put him in like some sort of storyline. I mean, what was Dolph Ziggler's first storyline? Anybody remember besides Wrestling Forever? His tagline.
I'm the hardest working.
Nope, that was before this. That was before the show off. I'm talking like way before, like the very first gimmick outside of the Suicide Squad. I mean the Spirit Squad.
He was like a surfing beach boy type of thing, wasn't he?
Mm-mm. He had the leather jacket on and the long black tights that just said Dolph down the side. He would introduce himself to everybody. Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler. He did this for like 8 weeks. And when Shawn Michaels got teamed up with Rey Mysterio to go out there, I forgot who they were taking on. But Shawn Michaels is just like hyping Rey Mysterio up, like, yeah. And then Dolph Ziggler like comes out the corner, puts his hand out, and Shawn Michaels like, and you're Dolph Ziggler, and we're going to the ring. And it was like one of the funniest cutoffs in WWE Raw history. But it was just a hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hello, Raven.
Sitting here like going through like, wait a minute, what?
Hey, Bob Gillis.
Like one thing y'all don't know about me is that I'm a low-key Dolph Ziggler fan since the hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler. Because he came out and just put on a fucking clinic as a new guy.
It's funny because I've seen his brother on AEW. His brother actually looks a lot like him when he first broke into wrestling.
Yeah.
Like when he was part of the Spirit Squad.
Did that hurt to say?
It did.
All right. Somebody drop Doris's PayPal link. We got to get her a new tongue because hers just broke. Doris's tongue fund. Oh, man. It's so nice. It's just so quiet here. I bought a new shot glass, got the Jack Daniels. The kids are playing down the hallway, and, well, she's not here. So let's see. Where is he at? Woo 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 was Zack Ryder. Raven.
He was the what do they call him?
He was the internet
champion.
That was Zack Ryder, who's now, I forget what his damn name is now in AEW and Impact Wrestling, but Zack Ryder was another one of those that didn't get a whole lot of publicity, and he should have. Honestly, I would love to see Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler as a tag team. Imagine how good of a tag team they could have been. And welcome to the Cash One Esper Show. Bye, Doris. What up, Joseph? Woo! The champ is here, guys. So, Doris clicked the wrong button. She'll be back in a minute.
Sorry, I hit the wrong X. Mr. Girl.
Woo! That was great.
Joseph's new phone that he just bought like 2 months ago is already screwed up. Joseph. Joseph Girl. I'm almost glad that you missed my bitch session at the start of the stream because I think you would be very upset with me.
Well, the fact is, he said it's still buffering, so he don't see nothing.
Oh, we got the Raw contract signing.
Oh!
Don't forget to hit the like button, peoples. Very true, Mr. J. Very true.
Sorry, giving color commentary online too.
Oh, that might work. Wrestling Forever, where Carlito was kind of like a Beach Boy type of thing. If they made Matt Riddle like Carlito. Although I don't know if they would have to do something different. Like, you know how Carlito's thing was biting the apple and spitting it at people? I don't know if in today's day and age they would be able to do that. Hello, Gary. What's up? How you feeling, brother? Oh, shit. White noise on the outside apron of the ring.
Oh, Jesus, and the Alabama Slam on the inside of the ring.
Right, Mr. J.
I don't really think the gimmick is that bad. I just think he's trying to be too much like RVD. I mean, he killed the gimmick in NXT. So, I don't know. Hey, Gary. I'm the champ. I'm not sure if you heard. I'm the champ. I'm Bobby Lashley's champ. May not be Doris's champ, but I'm Bobby Lashley's champ.
Yeah.
The Almighty has dubbed me his champ of the 48.
You're very welcome, Gary. What did the doctor say today? Did you go back today?
What? You twerking for?
Ooh. 1, 2. Ooh. Sheamus just pinned Matt Riddle.
That puts him in line for the title, right?
Yes, it does.
Really? We got blankets.
I just hope they don't screw up Rhea Ripley like they did Nikki Cross. Same thing with me, Mr. J. That's been my one concern about Rhea Ripley going up to the main roster, is them changing her gimmick.
Yeah. Nikki Cross as the Psycho. Well, Nikki Cross in Insanity was great, and they didn't really change her gimmick when she first came up. It was whenever the visas and shit started expiring. I mean, we could very well still see the Psycho Nikki Cross because she nailed that shit. Why you gonna beat my ass? Lisa? Fucking A, dude.
Oh, okay, Gary. Bastards.
Bastards.
And Lisa, you know I will never stop you from beating Cash's ass. You can beat Cash's ass anytime you want.
She's actually got to get out of the house.
Hey, Anthony.
I'm too nice of a guy.
Yep.
It's not what you think, though. It's honestly not what you think.
Wrestling Forever, I think because of the pop, although there couldn't really have been a pop because there's no audience, but I think because of the anticipation on the internet of Rhea Ripley coming back, I don't know if they would depend on her if she wins or not at WrestleMania. If she loses at WrestleMania, I think that would make a good storyline to put her in with fucking stupid ass Charlotte Flair for a #1 contendership.
If she does, I hope Rhea Ripley beats the fuck out of her. But we got the contract signing tonight. As long as Charlotte don't show up tonight and fuck it up, we shouldn't see Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Not necessarily. How many times in the past 2 or 3 months have they said card subject to change and they change the match?
Well, that's with every show. I mean, it doesn't matter which wrestling show you look at.
No, but I mean they like purposely saying it on the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I hope we don't see Charlotte go to WrestleMania.
I do too, but I almost see it happening.
I will explain everything later, Lisa. I promise you. It's not what anybody thinks. I honestly promise you that, Lisa. I'll explain everything, all right?
Raven, the was not part of the Spirit Squad.
But I appreciate the concern, Lisa. I really do.
All right, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying about the whole. Thank you, Gary. Finally, somebody respects the fact that I'm the fucking champion here. But no, I know what you're talking about. The card subject to change and everything, and it's like there is a possibility we could see Charlotte Flair. I really hope we don't see Charlotte Flair in the main title match at WrestleMania because we really don't need her. We don't need her on the roster. She needs to go back to training. I've been saying this ever since she made the main roster. And now she not only needs to go back to training, but now she needs to go to wardrobe and actually get tits that fit.
Well, all I know is I truly believe they're going to somehow, some way fit her into WrestleMania. As long as she clears, as long as she comes back. Because if she tested positive for COVID a week ago today, and was out the week before, that means that she tested negative at least 10 days ago.
Oh, yeah?
So she technically I mean, she tested positive 10 days ago. So that means she's technically only got 4 more days to quarantine unless she tests negative. I'm sure they've retested her.
Well, I mean, of course, a big name like Charlotte Flair. The only problem is that she doesn't hold the weight with the name.
All right, let's.
Honestly, don't want to see Charlotte Flair stay relevant. I mean, not right now. Not until she can get back in the ring, get some training done, and get a new outfit. Like, honestly, I think an outfit similar to Nettie Neidhart's would be good. You know, something with straps, be able to keep her shit on. Or at least a mesh top to help keep her boobs down.
Right.
I
mean, that's what I don't understand. So many of the other female wrestlers have something going across the top connecting the two pieces. I don't understand why she's not made to do the same thing.
Well, I mean, it's not the fact they're made. There's a guy, believe it or not, guy actually trained with like years and years ago, actually makes the outfits for WWE now. Some of the outfits for WWE here in Alabama. Now, I'm not sure if her outfit is his work, but he has a lot of work, especially with WrestleMania coming up, because he has to make new outfits for every guy or every individual that he is contracted to make outfits for. And that being Rhea Ripley, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, Omos. I wonder what kind of tights Omos is going to wear. I wonder if he's going to wear like Giants shit.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, you don't need to swivel your hips for that. But yes, I would love to see AJ Styles and Omos being new Raw Tag Team Champions. If you want to see AJ and Omos be new champions, drop a thumbs up in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you happen to see the PayPal link, don't forget to donate $1 or $2 and say, I love you, Doris.
Raven, I know Dolph Ziggler was Mickey in the Spirit Squad, but Mickey in the Spirit Squad nor Dolph Ziggler was the woo, 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 you know it guy.
That was Zack Ryder.
That was somebody completely different.
Zack Ryder.
Maybe I should pull a whole Hulk
Yeah,
Hogan,
let's go ahead.
You're so stupid.
I learned it from you, Sheena.
I know. She's not going to eat it. No, she didn't.
Tell him, Drew. Bring it on out, mofos. Bring it on out.
You want to put it in a bag? Do you want to wrap it?
Wrestling Forever said, Sheen in the house. Sorry, Sheena in the house.
This was offered for Haley's birthday present. I want to go tomorrow.
No one likes Haley.
I'm pretty sure that's for us.
I'm nice to your friends. I'm not going to be rude.
I say we duct tape it off.
No. Should just throw them. You can hardly probably get this seal off.
Well, hello,
Luke
Bubby.
wants to know if he could post somebody else's link in your chat, Doris.
Yeah, I answered him. I said he could.
Okay. I didn't remember you answering him. That's why I asked.
Hi, Bubbies. You gonna come up and say hi to Sheena?
My medicine was covering the chat.
I'm trying to...
Hi, Sheena.
Oh, hold on.
AJ and Omos as champs? Come on. That would be perfect.
Ready?
The phenomenal giant.
It would almost be like a current day Team Hell No, if you really think about it.
Except they didn't have to hug each other and
Right,
you know,
but AJ
therapy.
wants to. But
Mr. J.
I think that the New Day is going to keep trying to get in Omos's head about being AJ's little gimmick boy. And that just might make Omos turn.
Did you want to cook it?
I don't know. I mean, Omos's start in WWE being something phenomenal like that, no pun intended. I think they would kind of keep it like that.
No, they did this. How many times have they brought somebody in as a bodyguard just as a way to present them to make their debut? They did it with Kevin Nash. They did it with China,
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman,
Like the,
technically Batista.
Dave Batista was a demonic pit bull in OVW.
In OVW, in WWE, he was with freaking Devon Dudley when Devon Dudley did the priest gimmick.
Was he really?
Yep.
I don't remember that. He must have been skinnier then. 2 + 2 = 5. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. They're really taking a page out of DX's book right now with Braun Strowman.
All right, Lisa. Yep. Technically Stone Cold with $1 Million Man.
Was Stunning Steve Austin?
When he first came to WWE, he was kind of just escorting $1 Million Man of the Ring when they weren't really sure what they were going to do with them. Because I want to say when he first came to WWE, they changed him to Iceman or something like that.
Really? We've only got 8 thumbs up and 13 watching. I don't remember. I mean,
Yeah. Hit the like buttons, people. We got 8 thumbs up and 13 people watching. People, hit that
I actually
thumbs
just
up.
logged in to hit the like button. I mean, come on now. What the hell's wrong with y'all?
Jeez, Crow.
Y'all like Doris,
Hey,
and I
Ian.
know y'all love me.
You're so funny, Joe.
All right, Lisa. That's right. Stone Cold was protecting the money that DiBiase carried around. It would be interesting to find a dark match between Chris Benoit that was part of the $1 Million Corporation in 95, 96. Huh.
Oh, no. Damn it. I sent that to my fleet manager.
Oh, Shane McMahon's all high and mighty. Right, the ringmaster. That's what he was. Thank you, Mr. J.
Get my backup in here, my bodyguards. The Greyhound Cuddler. Wait, which one is this?
And
Okay.
Gary Scandal said, "What's wrong with your finger? Just touch the thumbs up or I'll take a road trip and you know the rest."
Take your favorite United States Championship, smash that thumbs up button like you're trying to win that title. That's right.
Did you seriously just hurt your hand?
No.
It looked like you just hurt your hand.
No, air guitar, just
Oh,
strumming it.
I
Yeah.
thought you were going like this because you hurt your hand hitting the
No,
title.
no. I was just strumming, because Elias deserves a shot at the U.S. title as well.
Uh-oh. Squirrel, what's up?
The Wrestling King. Austin 316 says, "I just whipped your ass." It's fine-tuned, tuned to cash. Because this is money.
Yep.
Right, Raven. That was when he was the ringmaster. Was when he was the $1 Million champion.
I love you. Good night. Watch out for my drink. Love you. Good night.
Night.
Mm.
Good night. He can't. They can't hear us, but
Aw.
good night.
I want to do that. I gotta get up on this washer so I could do that.
I gotta tell Doris things.
Well, Doris has to wait because she's gonna see this. I gotta just climb first. That's okay.
What the heck is going on?
Oh, Sheena's got her funky pants on.
Always. I always have funky pants on.
What are you doing?
Gonna
I
fall.
say.
That's it.
This ain't a show.
It is.
All right, while you're up there, might as well twerk, Sheena.
She can't.
Oh, definitely not. I am white. There's not anything.
Okay. And we can come down now.
There's not anything going on.
At least make them pay.
Wolfie said, I believe if you came here to get me, Joseph, I would just sit back and relax and let Dar handle it. I think it was Gary that said that he would take a road trip. Sheila is wearing her Superstar Billy Graham. They did look like Superstar Billy Graham or Jesse
Hold on, I
Ventura.
got new pants. I'll have to show you my new pants.
Well, damn, now I can't flash everybody since Wolfie's in here. It'll be all right. We're just turning the light red for Raw. Because we getting Raw up in this bitch tonight.
Okay.
Ian? Yeah, Ian usually only comes in, says a couple sentences, says I'm the real Ian, and that's about it.
I got these ones.
Yeah, Squirrel. He usually doesn't hang around.
So what?
I got these ones and
Why?
these ones.
Ooh, those really are Superstar Billy Graham.
I love these ones better.
And so is that,
I love these.
Sheena.
Put them on. What?
Give everybody a show.
So we got Braun Strowman versus
What?
Ryder.
Jackson Rika.
Nobody.
Rika.
Like, it's all this Ryder talk.
Woo, woo, woo. You know it.
The last ones are Dude
Anybody
Loves
got any
Pants.
pennies for Sheena?
But technically, Superstar Billy Graham started them first, Squirrel.
I don't even.
Lone
have
Star.
Lone
Joseph,
Star,
thanks
what's
y'all
up?
for showing up to my live stream today. It was so nice of y'all to show up.
Right, Mr. J? I remember that. WCW. The
Uh-oh.
Hollywood Blondes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when they announced they were editing all the bad stuff from WWE, Brian Pillman's son. Damn it. Brian Pillman's son said, oh, I guess none of my dad's promos are going to make it from the Attitude Era. Give me love, baby girl. It's bedtime. Give me love. Mwah. I love you. Dump you on your head. Okay. I love you, baby girl. Get
Like
sleep,
the last
okay?
video, didn't get a chance to comment.
Are you ready? I'm only gonna climb up here one more time.
$10, everybody, if Sheena breaks her neck trying to do this.
Oh, I definitely won't break my neck. Wait.
Oh, we got the Strowman Express coming.
You put some polish on that moose
There
knuckle you
goes
got.
Rika. Oh, I thought he was going to go all the way around the ring.
Nothing.
He didn't.
I know better.
I believe it doesn't matter who said it. Somebody gonna get a people's elbow.
Absolutely wrestling forever. I think
I
most of
think so.
Austin 316 promos are going to be done because you got the religious fanatics, you got the people that, you know, just don't want to deal with the cussing and all that. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Austin 316 just whipped your ass is going to be taken way out. Give me a hell yeah, we'll probably be taken out.
And there he goes after McMahon. Oh. Elias does a knee, and now McMahon climbs back in the ring. And they start 2-on-1 and Braun Strowman.
I'm just telling you, we're funny every single bullet.
Yes, Chad. Very nice. Just go after McMahon, man.
He's not fast enough. He's already blown up. Look at him. WWE has no say so. They sold it over to the NXT Universal.
Right.
Now they may try to buy it back later and reinvent the WWE network, in which they would have to really uncensor all of ECW shit to make it work, because a lot of people's not going to want to buy it back.
Right.
After this.
I agree with Cash. I believe by selling it, WWE really has no say in what Peacock does with it.
Here, hold my title. I got to take a shot. Oh, yeah, I got to take a shot. Hold my title.
I know Carmella and Papa Shango matches will be edited out. Why would Carmella and Papa Shango matches be edited out?
Kamala, because of all the titties flying.
Ooh, Braun Strowman just made it a steel cage match.
He can't do that.
I believe because he won last week, he got to pick the stipulation of the match.
Well, at least it wasn't an ambulance match. I'm tired of seeing Shane O'Mac.
See, they just said it. They said that Shane McMahon told Braun Strowman last week when he beat Elias that Braun Strowman could have whatever type of match he wanted.
Ooh.
Where's Tom? He wants her.
Some good Jack right there. You heard that shit just like bubbling like as I opened the bottle. At the Chinese restaurant I went to last night. Whew. God, I missed that taste.
I watched Steel versus Kamala earlier. Pure garbage, but great at the same time. Right, Squirrel? I
Oh, my
thought
God.
the same thing in some other Kamala matches I watched.
Lights out, children.
Daddy, I'm dressing.
You're dressing? Looks like you're dressed.
No, I'm not finished.
You don't need all the light on to get dressed.
I think in that time, gimmicks like that were more geared towards the kids, so it really didn't matter what they did in the ring.
Brianna wants to tell you.
Wrestling Forever, I think the only ones that would even have a say in telling Vince anything would be the stockholders. Technically, I don't think the employees would care because they have contracts. So no matter what happens, it's not going to affect their pay. Carmella is one of the worst women's champs WWE ever had. I agree.
Doris.
Hey, Lady C, what's up?
Brianna wants to tell you something.
Yes, Brianna.
I got a job interview on Friday.
Nice.
Yep, that's me, a working woman.
Very nice.
Hold on, she turns 16 on Thursday and has a job interview Friday.
Nice.
Damn,
Yeah,
Shannon,
Wrestling
already put
Forever.
the kids out to work now, trying to get them out your
Right.
house.
I'm right. I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, Wrestling Forever. I agree. But technically Peacock had no legal standing to tell Vince McMahon what they were going to do with it. Being a streaming network where they really, I don't know if they really have the capacity
no more.
to be able to limit children from being able to watch any of the WWE, they would have to edit it, or they would lose money overall. Peacock would, from people leaving Peacock.
Well, Peacock could absolutely uncensor it all, and then make it parental advisory shit.
Right, but that doesn't stop a kid from going in there on their own.
But it stops the liability that Peacock would have. If they made you do like profiles, an adult profile or a kid's profile, to be able to access certain content, absolutely. That would stop any liability that NBC Universal would have from a child getting a hold of it. Because it's up to the parent at that point to switch accounts whenever the kid gets on it. Because, I mean, look at the other shows. Like, go and watch Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot, since season 2, says fuck in it several times.
Hey, Captain Jerk.
Hey, Captain Jerk. There's nothing stopping them. Like with Amazon Prime, I can switch the account.
Right,
My kids
and I
can
know,
watch
like Netflix,
YouTube,
you can do the same
Netflix,
thing.
And there's no reason why Peacock can't, because, I mean, they got the money for it.
He burnt the fucking bacon. Fucking Lone Star, you motherfucker. You burnt the bacon.
And in case y'all are wondering why I took a shot of Jack Daniels, is because Doris actually agreed with me. That's why I took a shot. Since she argumentatively does not want to agree with me that often, I will take a shot every time she actually wholeheartedly agrees with me on something.
And what did I agree with you on?
I believe it was talking about the WWE Network. Or it might have been whatever.
Oh, yes, what I said. I agree with Cash. Yeah. I just try not to say that all too often.
I know.
Lone Star, you're funny, honey. You cute as baby bunny. Keep saying it to yourself, because it's true. You will always smile and not be blue. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Kathy's trying to get impregnated by Chad. Ow. Hey, hop. Here we go, guys. Is Wolfie still in the chat? I'm sure he is.
And you have Susan, Kathy Bates here, too.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate the love.
Lone Star.
I know my ass from a hole in the ground. My ass has a crack in it. Anyway.
In a way, Wrestling Forever, I don't think that's really going to affect WWE. They no longer have any ties to content that are on Peacock.
Right. WWE,
So
Raw
it's
and
not
SmackDown
gonna-
and NXT is their own dominion.
Right. They're not going to lose any money if people stop watching WWE content on Peacock. They already sold all the rights to the content to Peacock. So the only one that's going to make or lose money is Peacock.
Yep.
So basically, in a way, all Peacock did was pay WWE in advance for any money that they may or may not make. Hi guys,
They're going to keep a
looking
whole
forward
lot
to
of money.
Shane jumping off the cage. Mania versus Braun Strowman. I'd be running away if I was Shane. Braun, so big, Jack, scary. Very true, Raleigh. And I'm sure Shane will do it because he does it every cage match he's in. Whether he does it for coast to coast or if he jumps off the cage onto a table on Braun Strowman, which he always does when he's in Mania.
Would
I
it
don't
be a
know which
coast to
one.
coast in a cage though, or would it be like universe to universe? Like, would he be
I
jumping
don't
planets?
know. I don't know if he would still call it a coast to coast if it was at a cage and he was on top of the cage going to the Susie 21 Viacom.
Here we go.
But
Hey, hop hop.
for anyone that needs a drink break, a snack break, a pee break, now would be the time to take it.
Doris, Drew McIntyre's not coming out.
I know.
That'd be the only reason why people take a break right now.
Doris and Cash, thank you for explaining. I'm trying to understand why WWE and Peacock
definitely
made
not.
this deal.
That's when I'm like,
WWE made the deal because, in my opinion, it takes the stress off of them of having to upload more content onto the network, having to deal with the demands of the network. And I'm sure with a lot of the cable stations or cable companies no longer really having too many live pay-per-view type of events, making deals with those. Like, I don't know if Dish Network still does them, if DirecTV still does them. And it just takes that off of them. Whereas they have Peacock, which is owned by NBC, which is going to air all of the pay-per-views. So it takes away from that stress. And not only that, but it also prevents them from having to put money into it that they're not going to make back with subscriptions. Because that was the thing with the network. When it first came out, it boomed and they made millions of dollars. But as soon as people figured out, like with Netflix and Amazon, if you share your username and password, your friends can watch the network and all the pay-per-views and everything like that for free without affecting you or your account. So in that case, they were losing money because they were losing subscribers. So people weren't paying for the subscriptions. I mean, and if you think about it, they were making anywhere from $40 to $60 every month per customer that bought a pay-per-view to getting maybe $9.99 a month from all those people. So that in
that
itself,
guaranteed the Nielsen ratings and shit. Like, they made
Right.
money off the ratings alone.
right? Which is why Vince McMahon went from building up the big pay-per-views weeks ahead of time to waiting till the week of the big pay-per-view to get more people to subscribe to the network.
So, did any other WWE network subscriber get the questionnaire from WWE about what your thought was on AEW wrestling?
No.
About a month ago, WWE sent out a questionnaire, a survey, what you thought about AEW wrestling, what was their best thing that you enjoy about it, and shit like that. So AEW is making waves inside of WWE's headquarters,
Right.
and with NX or with this happening with NBC Universal and Peacock. Now, granted, people's going to subscribe not necessarily for WWE, but we'll still watch WWE. This is making more of a chance for AEW to actually start getting on the main stage.
Right. And Wrestling Forever, with your question about the original content going to Amazon and Netflix, I highly doubt Peacock would have made the deal if they weren't going to get the whole entire thing. It was probably we're going to give you this much money for everything you own. I mean, and the one good thing is, if you think about it now that it's on Peacock, your Monday Night Raw and your Friday Night SmackDown are going to be available the next day for people that don't have cable. You're not going to have to wait on the network for it to be a month out.
No, it's
Raw
not.
and
It's a
NXT.
month out.
Huh?
Peacock is in February.
Are you shitting?
I'm so serious because I was thinking the same thing and I was like super excited. They're in February.
Huh. Well, I take that back. Josie, how are ya? Again, Joe, like we were saying with Wrestling Forever, I really don't think how Peacock does is going to affect WWE as a whole at all. If anything, it may just make WWE more money because people are going to pay to go to the live shows instead of watching them on Peacock.
Cash, how much did you find tickets to WrestleMania for?
I didn't.
Oh.
Oh shit!
All right, we got to take a walk. We're going to move from here.
And Wrestling Forever, I'm sure they did look around. I'm sure they didn't just go with the first offer. And the one good thing with Peacock is because it's owned by NBC, which is owned by Comcast, it kind of... Ooh, he is gonna so get his ass kicked by Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny just stiff Miz. You know he's got to tap him back.
I mean, Wrestling Forever, I'm sure. I mean, because if you think about it, we've been hearing for over a year talks of WWE selling the network. All these companies, streaming companies, were hearing the same things we did. So just like with the WCW buyout, I'm sure they had a lot of offers. And more than likely, Peacock was the one that offered them the most money. I think there's a good chance she could come back tonight. It all depends on whether or not they are going to make her quarantine for the whole 14 days or if she can come back if she tests negative.
Well, she'll have to test again.
Right. No matter what, she has to test again. But if she doesn't have to quarantine for 14 days before testing again, you would have to wonder when she tested positive. I was saying to Cash earlier, I think she's probably about 10 days in on her quarantine. So she would technically have 4 days left of her quarantine. For some people to say that she's actually negative when she tests negative. But also some places say that if you test negative, you can come back right away.
Charlotte has tested negative twice.
Doris, what's the name of the station?
USA.
It's on USA Network right now.
Oh, you mean the station that Raw is on? It's on USA.
Don't worry, we got you, Doris.
Put them in the washer.
How is it? Yes, I did.
I mean, in Wrestling Forever, if you think about it too, that may also work out in WWE's favor. Peacock does not own their physical like tapes, so they could still sell, in theory, tapes of or DVDs of big matches and things like that, so they could make money there where Peacock would lose money.
Just at the hospital. Never mind. I'm getting out.
Oh, Peacock, Harry. Wolfie, I'm doing good. Nice to see you. You're still able to type. Zara hasn't disabled you. Ooh, Randy Orton said he was cut from the same cloth as The Fiend.
All right, guys. Oh, 2-on-1 match. Almighty versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, formerly of the Hurt Business. All right, guys. So now that we got all the bitching out the way about the WWE Network, y'all ready to make y'all feel good about it? You ready for this?
What? Gosh, what?
WWE Network was sold at Vince's behest because Vince owns everything World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, when Vince McMahon steps down later this year, beginning of next, Stephanie McMahon has a whole team set ready to restart the WWE Network on its own brand. This is a temporary sale to Peacock. We will get all of our content back. But we got to wait for Vince McMahon to step down. Vince McMahon has not been happy with WWE Network since it debuted, and it was Stephanie and
Right.
Shane.
I was going to
Stephanie and
say,
Shane's baby.
it was the kids' idea to come out with the WWE Network. I
was a
know
good
that
idea.
Vince was against it the whole time.
So, with Vince selling it, now it looks grim, but it's only a leasing, so to speak. Peacock owns the rights to the streaming network at this moment. But what happens when Vince goes away? Contracts expire and shit like that. So, no, I mean, Peacock has the ability to do something great. And if Peacock did the whole parental settings for it, you know, to kind of block ECW and the violent and hardcore stuff from WWE for the kids pin, then it would be perfect. It would still be great for us as the ultimate fans that lived through the Attitude Era. But at the same time, it would be great for the kids that grew up, you know, watching John Cena, or is growing up to watch people like John Cena that actually made the product clean. John Cena and Hulk Hogan, as much as people want to hate to admit it, are cut from the same cloth when it comes to that as far as entertainment goes and as star value goes.
I was fucking muted. I'm a fucking idiot.
Sheena, we have not disputed this fact. Anyway.
I was talking a long time ago. I was like, the WWE Network was actually such a great idea. But,
It was a genius idea.
Yeah, it was.
but that was like 80 minutes ago. And
But I mean, I agree with Doris over here that, you know, what's happened is kind of a travesty. But at the same time, with COVID and everything, this is the money that'll be needed to keep the show going. So,
Which is true. I mean, it does replace the money that they've lost off of house ticket shows, main event shows. I mean, they had to reap that money somehow.
right.
Other than selling the stocks that they own, because you figure the more stocks they sell, the less say they have in what happens with the company or with their content.
no. The executive holder that holds at least, what is it, 41%, I think is what Vince McMahon holds right now. 41% worth like $31 billion. Like, he don't even own 51%. He owns 41%. And the other 9% is spread out among the people of the well, 10% is spread out among the people at the table, and then the rest of it is sold to us, you and me, the consumer. Now, I mean, it's not saying it can't stop somebody from buying up 50 or 49%, and that would make them above Vince in the say so at WWE. But to get people to sell WWE stocks, especially right now, it's going to be kind of iffy because the stocks rose up, I think, 31 points when they sold to Peacock.
Wrestling Forever, they could, but again, in reality, WWE has no standing to tell Peacock what to do with the content now. So they couldn't tell Peacock to set up an adult accounts, kids accounts thing. Just like they can't tell Peacock not to censor their old content. They have no say in what Peacock does with it.
Right. They sold the rights to NBC Universal, and NBC Universal, they put it on the Peacock network. It's not a bad idea. I mean, they're taking the servers from WWE Network and pushing it on the Peacock so they can allow live streaming on the Peacock network. It's a genius idea. And, you know, Stephanie McMahon already announced that she and her brother and her husband are already working on making a larger network. So let's just see what's going to happen right now.
Right.
Let's quit bitching about what's happening and just be thankful that we only got to pay $250 a month for 4 months to be able to watch every live pay-per-view for the next 4 months. Let's be thankful we had that opportunity, and not to mention all the other great content you can find from, let's say, the USA Network, whatever other networks are on there. You know, go watch Mr. Robot. You'll love it if you love computers. Go watch Blue Bloods if you love cop dramas. Enjoy the series, guys. You've got a golden opportunity right now to binge more series and learn more shit.
I mean, and that's what I was thinking of it as, guys, is it gives you a cheaper rate to watch everything that Peacock offers. So like Cash said, if there's any old series you wanted to watch, you have that opportunity.
Did they not announce this as a 2-on-1 handicap match?
Wrestling Forever, just the content that WWE has put out on its own for the last 10 years. Vince McMahon in my eyes, don't give a shit about the old school fans in a way.
No.
He's more geared towards the kids and the family friendly content.
Yeah, the Attitude Era people, myself, Doris, and Sheena included, we're all dying off from just random shit. Car wrecks, drugs, suicide. He don't care about us. He cares about the kids that are growing up that don't have a father figure that wants to look up to Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, you know? It's always, ever since the 90s, been about the new generation with Vince McMahon.
Right. Joseph Grohl, I believe they've tried to get John Cena back on a full-time contract. Right now, John Cena has too many other obligations in Hollywood. He's basically the new Rock.
A balding Rock with a stepdad haircut.
So he's refused every offer they've made him because he can make more money in Hollywood making movies.
Which, just like The Rock, I mean, he just forgot about his fans. But honestly, I would quit watching wrestling if John Cena became the face again. I'm sorry. I kind of like the way it's going right now. I like the way it looks. You know, USA and NBC Universal ask for more risque content, which is one reason why I don't understand why they're censoring shit. But at the same time, I can kind of understand because it's so easily accessible. But again, when you go back and watch Mr. Robot and shit like that, they say shit, fuck, ass, bitch, kill.
Right.
And you see people get their heads blown off of Mr. Robot alone. I mean, I know it's not a kid's show, but nonetheless, it's available for kids to watch.
I mean, and if you think about it, there were some censorship that WWE did to the programming. You know what I mean? Like some of the risque, when tops came off or what have you, they blurred it out. So they themselves edited content.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what I would like to see WWE do with this is buy back the WWE Network next year, reopen it back up, and make it, you know, you got your $15 tier, which is your uncensored tier, then your $10 tier, which could be, okay, well, I'm streaming with
Right.
my family tier.
Which is what the kids wanted to do. They were talking about the different tiers, the free one where you get all the other programming and the developmental wrestling
like
territories, and then the $10 one where you get the Raw and things like that, and some of the WWE created content, and then the $15 one where you get everything. I believe that's what the kids were trying to get Vince to do.
It's not a bad idea. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find something to turn down the TV with because I know it's getting loud.
That's all right. But yeah, and I think that was a better idea than selling the network and selling something that they could make money for in the future.
Well, again, I think it's just like a lease thing because, I mean, Stephanie made a mention during her last interview about what's going to happen after Vince leaves, in which she did wholeheartedly mention the WWE Network and the future of it. So she still has her mind set on having a WWE Network to itself.
Yeah. I mean, and we don't know the wording of the content of the contract that was signed in the deal. That could have been in the contract. Like Cash said, it could be just like a trial thing for like a year or whatever, and then WWE has the option of buying back the network.
In which I think Stephanie and Triple H would absolutely do it.
Right. Yeah, wrestling forever. I mean, because you figure a lot of these guys, when they get to a certain point, they can't wrestle anymore or wrestle well to the point where they want to wrestle. But a lot of them too not a lot of them, but some of them spend their money as they make it. So they need some way to make money. I mean, and we know that there's been more than one wrestler who has said that WWE was basically a stepping stone to Hollywood.
Yeah. And I believe that was actually Hulk Hogan, wasn't it?
I think it was Hulk Hogan, and I think The Rock has said it.
But yeah, I mean, people like Hulk Hogan and The Rock and Batista and now John Cena, who's taken the acting courses and got to where they gotten to where they can to be where they're at in Hollywood. I mean, kudos to them. I mean, that they're very entertaining, not only in the ring, but you know, on the big screen.
Yep.
And Wolfie, the dial is messed up on our surround sound. So as much as I would love to just go up and turn the volume up and down, it's a dial, not a button press. If I turn it down more than 2 notches at a time, it'll go up 5. So I'm trying not to deafen everybody.
Joseph, do you see your buddy? Do you see your buddy, Joseph?
Oh, I just realized that.
My buddy's better if she comes in the front of me. There she is.
Come on, baby. It's Raw time. Come on. Let's watch Raw. Come on.
Kofi and Xavier are still playing mind games. They want AJ and Osmos to listen to the New Day podcast tonight.
Where are you going?
As a Hogan fan, he thought No Holds Barred was a big break, but got Mr. Nanny and Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise was a good show. I liked it. Mr. Nanny was a funny movie. Just saying. Oh, you love how my cat
Ooh, this Wednesday,
Women's History Month. Herstory is now.
we got Battle Royal Gauntlet match.
You want to say hi to everybody, Macy?
Thomas, Cash has a new girlfriend for you, you know, and she's very cute.
Hey, I
And she's
have a
6.
girlfriend for him.
Oh, that's right. Sheena has a girlfriend for you too, Cash, and Sheena's closer.
Cash or Thomas
I
Dorf?
mean, Thomas.
Sheena don't have a girlfriend for Cash.
Yeah,
wants to
Sheena
catch
has
a
a
girlfriend.
girlfriend for you, Thomas.
No, Sheena does not.
And Mommy and Daddy got to go see her anyway, so maybe we'll take you with her.
Yeah,
With
and
us?
you can take the one I have with you. Yeah. I just did her claws. You're good.
So the little orange one that sat there so nicely and let you do her nails and just meowed.
She is so fucking destructive. So destructive. I've
Mr.
never had a cat in my life that is as destructive as her. And I have to deal with her when Brennan goes to college. So I have to deal with this stupid cat that I don't want. So my son can go get a better life.
Thank you, Chris, for admitting that he was great as Drax the Destroyer. He was also great in Riddick as the head mercenary. But you know, Mr. J, like Batista's done great as Drax the Destroyer. I mean, I know you laugh your ass off every time you watch him. You know, especially standing extremely still.
You know what I've noticed?
Yes,
Joseph has totally forgot about me. I'm a nobody now.
It's easy.
maybe. But now that you mentioned it,
Now that I mentioned it, he's not today. He'll remember me, but tomorrow won't. Listen, we have like a whole week together, you guys. Aren't you excited?
Yeah, you got a whole week with me.
With both of you.
oh, WrestleMania week, yes.
Yes.
It's funny because the only night that we weren't going to stream was Tuesday. And then Wrestling Forever said, well, the Hall of Fame is Tuesday. Aren't you going to stream during the Hall of Fame? It's like, dude, that was the only night that technically there was no wrestling
Right.
content on.
I don't
Like-
blame you if you don't.
I'm like, we're literally going to be streaming Monday Night Raw, Wednesday and Thursday for NXT, Friday maybe for SmackDown, and then Saturday and Sunday for
Well,
WrestleMania.
You have the round table.
Friday I have the roundtable, yeah. So it's like, tell Sheena to cook that. What? Captain Jerk?
You know who?
No.
Maybe you guys don't know who she is, but Sunshine Cooper. I don't know if you guys know her, but she would always tell me that she want my dog in a pan. This girl would have dog. She's from the Philippines, so I get that this is what they do out there. But she
Wrestling Forever. It might have been Cash. Who the hell was it? Because Wrestling Forever said it wasn't him. Was it Mr. J? It might have been Mr. J
What?
that mentioned asked if we were gonna stream for the Hall of Fame ceremony.
I don't remember.
I know you know her, Captain.
I don't remember. I assumed it was Wrestling Forever, but he was like, it wasn't me. It was someone else, I think.
Did the New Day really have Connect Four and Rock'em Sock'em robots on the table? And a big ass Jenga board?
What's on the menu for? I already cooked tonight. I made chicken Florentine. That's what
Nice.
I asked Brennan today because I never asked Brennan what he wanted, and that's what he said.
Yeah, Jimmy ended up ordering because today was my first day back at work, so he didn't want me to cook.
How's your knee doing?
It was not too bad during the day, and then I got home and I brought Tilly out, and I realized that when I get the pain, mostly when I walk, it's when I stretch my leg out too far to take too big of a step.
No.
So I
Yeah.
just have to concentrate and, you know what I mean, and just try just to take small steps.
Bone spurs, they can grow back right after they're like removed.
They can, yes.
I think mine
Well, I
grew
got
back
a-
on my shoulder.
They
you got a bone
usually
spur?
do.
Kills so bad. And
Yeah, bone spurs usually do grow back.
And it's been like 5 years since I had the surgery, or 6 years.
So it probably did grow back.
It fucking kills. Fucking kills. And to sit here and not try not to think about it is the hardest thing. Because it seriously feels like I'm getting sliced every time. Like I could just be sitting here and it would just all of a sudden.
Yeah, there's a rumor, Gary, that Kofi's chest done that from the chops from the Big Show when he was taking on the New Day by himself.
There's a couple wrestlers like that.
Yeah, there are.
And it is from that.
I don't know if it's 100% from that. I mean, that looks like
Maybe
a
not
muscle
all
tear
from
that wasn't
that,
taken
but
care of.
it's a contributing factor. Ooh,
I
did you
just
hear
think he
that?
might have
Did
tore
you
a
hear
muscle.
that? That sounded so smart of me.
She said a four-syllable word.
I did. Woo woo.
Yeah, Gary, as much as I hate to admit it, if you go on WrestleLamia's channel about 4 weeks ago, they actually made a mention of like
I love
injuries that went forward and, you know, caused like body deformations later.
pork chops and rice pilaf. Yum. I love that. Put some broccoli or Brussels sprouts, either or. I don't care. I like it both.
Jesus, the
like
Benoit chops.
I had pierogies for dinner. Yuck.
Didn't Dean Malenko actually tear a muscle from a Chris Benoit chop?
Good.
Was it Dean Malenko or was it Perry Saturn? I know it was one of the Radicals.
For what?
The chops from Chris Benoit. Those chops were the most vicious. Someone said Ric Flair's chops were worse, and I'm like, I don't see how.
What kills me is it. I think it was Chris Benoit that, like, just after a couple of chops, you could see the blood vessels that bursted in the guy's chest. Like, literally, just looked like a huge spider web of blood vessels. 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
Captain, go back to school.
You okay, girl?
What the fuck? That's supposed to be the Lion King?
That's what I was thinking. When he first started doing it, I'm like, a cat's life? Homeward Bound? I mean,
Yeah, I was just thinking, Gary. I think the Great Khali had it too. If you think about it.
what? That in his chest? Those two marks?
And he had like a nodule. Almost like what Kofi had. He had
That was
like a
for his
nodule
chemotherapy.
at the top.
Or not chemo. That was for his dialysis.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
I was
Yeah.
saying, who the fuck could reach that dude's chest?
The person that was standing in front of him when he was sitting down.
I would be like knee height to him.
Honestly, Chris Benoit's chops are so vicious wrestling forever just simply because of his size. Like, he had to prove that he could take on the big guys, and so he did the chops so massively to show that that was the one thing that he was better at than most of the big guys out there. But the worst chops are seriously.
So now AJ is gonna draw a picture for almost. No, now almost has to draw for AJ to guess what he's drawing.
Yes.
When Dean Malenko dies, he'll truly be the Iceman.
Are you serious? Watch him say a new day or something like. Right, Gary? The big guy is not amused.
Kudos to Almost for being
Oh, almost speaks.
wait, is he gonna knock over the Jenga board? There he goes. Jenga. Almost says. So I think we're about to see AJ Styles versus Xavier Woods when we come back from commercial break. And of course, AJ's gonna win. Unless Xavier cheats. That's the only way the New Day wins anymore. Oh, my kitty cat is so loving and happy.
I see that cat tail swishing. Kitty has something on his mind.
She just wants me to pet her. She's missed this for 5 weeks.
Hi, Bubba's.
How is it y'all's cat don't love y'all, but my cat wants to sit right here with me?
Well, the funny thing is, Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, I think it was Saturday. He was like all over me. He picks his days. Like sometimes he'll be all over me as soon as I get home from work. Tonight, this was the first time that he even came to me since I've been home.
I was gonna say you've been at home though lately, so maybe he's just like, get the fuck out of here, lady.
Right. That's true too, Sheena.
Something wrong with your legs, girl? Are you sensitive?
And Cash just got home from being gone for a while.
Right.
Like, hey.
Well, what about when I was home every day? She was still doing this, was she not?
She would have her moments.
Which was 99% of the time. All I had to do when the kids go to bed, can I get a kiss? No? Okay. So let me tell you, this girl followed me around while everybody was asleep, trying to get me to pick her up. Like she would claw my pants leg and like put one paw and like tap my arm, trying to get me to pick her up.
And this time of year, it's hard to get Thomas once it gets dark out because he goes into mouse mode. The mice go into our basement. And I actually took a picture of him last night staring at this column that we have in the living room because there's like the floor doesn't go all the way to the thing. So there's like a little breath hole there because it's where our pipes are. And he just sits there and stares at it, I think, because he can hear them. So I took a picture of him doing it and I showed it to Jimmy. And I was like, I think the mice are back. I'm like, he's back in his spot. And Jimmy's like, yeah, he's killed one like every night for the past like 3 nights. He was like, so yeah. And he keeps running to Jimmy's room because that's how they get up into the house from the basement. But yeah. So it's hard at night this time of year to get him to cuddles with me as soon as the sun goes down. Hey, Moose Gal.
Hi, Moose Gal.
Hello. I'm so proud of myself. I brought my ladies' laundry home yesterday and I actually have it all done.
Nice.
Usually takes me days, but I did it all. Hold on.
I fucked up. Anyway. Sorry.
That's all right. I was kind of dazing off watching that. I don't know why, but I like that Grubhub commercial. I don't know why.
The fat kid and he's like, I gotta have it. So what's up with drink tonight, Doris?
I just need to get the Chobani coffee so I can try it. So
Oh,
Dunkin's.
look, it's Ian. I'm just playing. It's Wrestling Forever. I imagine this is Wrestling Forever right here.
Where's your window that needs curtains?
Oh God, he's so cute.
Is that not Wrestling Forever as a kid?
I bet it is.
Oh, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say the link it gave, but you can find the little kid on on YouTube and Twitter. So we got AJ Styles versus Xavier Woods. We got a phenomenal mid card match. Wrestling Forever, is that you, buddy? You still got your bandana? We're not making fun of you, man. We just know how much of a Hulk Hogan fan you are.
I tell you every
WF. Who the fuck is oh Wrestling Forever? I was like, who the fuck is WF 93?
It took me a long time. It was a commercial where a little boy was paying tribute to Hulk Hogan, and he
Bro
was
knows
probably
wrestling.
about 7 or 8 years old, dressed up like Hulk Hogan in front of a door poster of Hulk Hogan, doing the "Hey brother." He was actually quite cute,
Don't you look cute laying
and
like
it
this?
said "Ro Knows Wrestling." You can
That's
find
cute.
him on Facebook or Twitter.
No offense. Why would I be offended if you have a good sense of humor? All right, guys. This is gonna either make Doris's chat or ruin Doris's chat. I'm sorry. I love you, Doris.
Oh God.
You know the F in orphan stands for family.
The F in orphan stands for family.
Yeah.
There is no F in orphan.
And there's no family.
You're
can
such an ass.
Oh.
He said, not really me. Bandana, yes, but no shirt or poster. He didn't have a shirt on. Wrestling Forever. He just had little shorts on that weren't really Hulk Hogan shorts, but he had like a wrestling, weightlifting belt on, and he was standing in front of a door-size poster.
Yeah.
I know I did, Wolfie.
Even Cena was amused.
Oh, that's. Did you see what Moose Gal said? A&E is going to air a biography. WWE legend Stone Cold Steve Austin premieres April 18th, 8 p.m. Thank you, Moose Gal. I had not heard that.
Wrestling Forever, you're slipping. Moose Guy had to tell us wrestling news that we didn't know.
Oh, and Captain Jerk even took it further. No effing orphan.
I love how Doris is just sitting there like, you dumbass. There's no effing orphan. Then there's no family. Thank you, Marie.
Thank you, Wolfie. Wolfie said Doris has drank 697 cups of coffee today. It's not her fault. And Cash drank
4 of them coffees was full of Crown.
and Cash drank 2 energy drinks, which he normally doesn't do. So
No,
it's
no,
really not my fault.
It was just 1 energy drink, just 2 doses. This like the reason I am like I am right now is because wait, no, that's not what I meant to say. It's got whatever the fuck the active ingredient is actually being banned here in Alabama because it's causing people to get high from it and act like this or beyond, and they're becoming belligerent in public because they'll drink like half a fucking bottle. Now this bottle is 16 fucking ounces. You're only supposed to take a half an ounce for one dose. That's how strong and potent that shit is.
Ah. Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
Red Dawn.
Yeah, no, I thought when you said that, I thought you meant you were playing Red Dawn all day.
Mm-mm. But that's partially also the reason why I got the Jack Daniels, because the downer to help kick it out so I can sleep tonight. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be up till Wednesday. Hey, Sheena, you know why orphans can't play baseball?
I was muted. I got
You know what? You know why orphans can't play baseball, Sheena?
Why?
Because they don't know where home is.
Oh, I can picture that. Wrestling Forever. Wrestling Forever said young me was a wrestling fan trying to be like Gene Okerlund and Howard Finkel.
Really?
I can actually picture that.
All right. No offense to Wrestling Forever, but I think he's the only person I've ever known to actually want to be a commentator or interviewer. I mean, kudos to you, man, because I mean, without people like you, we couldn't have Mean Gene Okerlund and Howard Finkel's. But I honestly would have expected you to kind of be like me, you know, with the WCW title, smashing your cousins in the face, like. Fuck
But if you think about it,
You know?
Gene Okerlund gets to travel with all the wrestlers. He gets to be with all the wrestlers,
Life of a wrestler, not being a wrestler. That's pretty
right?
fucking
Not having to take the beatings.
right. That is pretty fucking cool. And they were two great people.
Yeah. And he used to actually travel with some of the wrestlers when they went from town to town. Gosh, I think I wanted to be like Jimmy Hart. Oh,
yeah?
I could see that.
Is your voice as high as Jimmy?
And
Here's
Wolfie said,
Jimmy.
I knew a few kids that wanted to be Bobby Heenan.
Why don't he come up? Let's go wrestling for.
Well, you know, Wolfie, some people just are born to be great. Other
Well,
kids just pretend to be great, like me and the Weasel.
he should come up.
Oh, dear God. Get old Mr.
Ooh.
Graybush up here, epileptic Graybush.
I gotta see this guy.
Who, Wolfie or Wrestling Forever?
Wrestling forever.
Wrestling Forever
Forever
don't do
refuses.
pianos.
Your voice is not as high as Jimmy. Like, honestly, I love Jimmy Hart. He's honestly one of my most favorite managers ever. Like, when from the Dungeon of Doom to Hulk Hogan to the Four Horsemen, he was just perfect. And he always had a jacket for whoever he was walking out with.
Yeah,
that's
Gary.
like a megaphone.
Gary, I have seen that. The Mean Gene interview outtakes. Where he's yelling at people from behind that are standing behind the camera. He swears and they have to redo it. I was born to be great. I just had my greatness stolen from me, the dirty bastard. Lou Albano. Captain, I bet you did want to be Lou Albano. Dorito wanted to be waffles.
I have waffles. I just bought 3 boxes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, Wrestling Forever. Hey, put that cigarette out.
Who? All right, now we got the challenge.
Almost just got AJ disqualified, but now he's throwing Kofi into the WWE universe.
Hey, Mama Mirinda, how are you?
I think we're about to see something phenomenal from Omos.
Oh, okay, Gary.
Jesus. He just did the Kevin Nash hip attack in the corner to Xavier Woods. Oh, I see his tights. He's wearing a singlet. He's gonna be wearing a singlet. Jesus. I can't wait to see Omos versus Braun Strowman. That's gonna be awesome. And Omos just pinned Xavier Woods for the 3. Our referee AJ Styles counted it. I am what I eat, Dorito.
Are you talking about the one on A&E, Mama Rinda? Yeah, Moose Gal actually just told us about it. I wonder if Wendy wanted to hit Gene. Maybe. Oh, Wolfie, who do you think has the
I'm growing my
70s
mustache
porn
out now,
music?
Wolfie. Ooh, Alexa's Playground is next. Oh, pretty girl. She missed me so much. My kids stayed up and played with me a little bit this morning. My son got up out of bed and went straight to, or started walking straight down the hallway. I looked at him and said, "What are you doing, son?" He's like, "I'm going to go play." I'm like, "Don't you want to spend any time with me? I mean, I just got back in the house this morning." And he's like, "Okay." So he come in here and spent time with me before his sister woke up, and then he went down the hallway and played.
Yeah, Mr. J, that's exactly what I said they were going to do.
I honestly don't see Omos being a wizard, but I mean, if they wanted to make a Oz, and Wolfie, to answer your question, it's just the notification that it came with. I never changed it.
All right, Mama Rinda, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it.
You know, I almost went to Dairy Queen and bought everyone ice cream tonight.
Oh,
Almost.
I was going to say you almost. WWE features 8 original 2-hour doc series showcasing the stories about Stone Cold Steve Austin, Macho Man Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, Booker, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and Mick Foley, and Ultimate Warrior.
Honestly, we could probably do without the Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, and Bret Hart because they've already been done with WWE, and I don't think they would actually be as good with A&E unless they did like they did with the Bret Hart one with the Montreal Screwjob.
Or if they did like they did with the Andre the Giant one. They did a pretty good job on Andre the Giant.
See, I didn't watch that one, so I couldn't validate that statement.
Well, I did, and I thought they did a pretty good job.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they did.
Sure they did. Sure they did.
Okay,
Numbers
I mean,
makers.
I'm sitting here just trying to be nice to Doris, and she's just trying to be see you next Tuesday towards me.
I am. It's just payback.
Oh,
All it is. It's payback.
I cannot wait to see this fucking lady that lives in the building that I work in just so I can call her a fucking cunt.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Draw the umbrella, November Tango.
I cannot wait. Can't wait. Tomorrow I'm there like in the day and in the night, so tomorrow might be the day.
Let me in.
I'm gonna say, "Hey, cunt." No, I'm gonna say, "Mind your own fucking business, cunt." Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
You know, Dorito, I almost wonder why in certain circumstances why WWE was so forgiving with Ultimate Warrior.
He was this huge star.
He was a huge dick and no showed fucking show after show after show.
But he had that look and he had that energy that the kids love. Like, if I never watched the documentaries
Which
of
is
it, I never
what
would have
makes
believed
it a bigger deal that he no showed so many shows, which looked bad for WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bad for WWE and not him being the rock star character that he was. Hey, Macy girl, I'm gonna light my cigarette. You want to get down? Guess not.
What's her
Look
name?
how tall. Yep.
That's a cute name. My cat has a stupid name. I hate it.
Bob Gillis, it could be. I know a lot of taller men are like that because I don't know if it's because their legs are so long.
What do you mean? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Oh, why am I calling that lady a cunt? You don't mind her business.
I mean, but if you think back to like wrestlers who they weren't so forgiving of, like Randy Savage,
Randy Savage went after Vince McMahon. He was what the character Stone Cold was in real life. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, and that's ultimately what Macho Man did with Vince. I'm not saying that he was wrong in what he did because Vince wasn't using him the way he could have been used. In WCW, Macho Man Madness was great, but I just scared my cat. But I mean, WWE just could not. What?
oh,
Could not
Dorito,
nail it.
absolutely, that was a factor. But I just mean like there's been so many other people that have, especially back in that era, that had the same problem. That they didn't bother trying to help and just basically wanted nothing to do with them. Hi, puppies. Oh, what? Do you hear Cash talking about you and how you want nothing to do with Mama? Is that why you're here? To prove Cash wrong? Huh? Is that why you're here, my bubbies? My boy? To
Are you about
show
to
that
bite
you
my hand?
is your mama's? He's saying, see, Cash, I love is my mama's. I love is my mama's, Cash.
I got a leg warmer.
I always have a boob warmer. He always lays right on my boobs.
You know, it's a good thing that some of y'all don't follow me on Snapchat. I think I found one of my kids' little mask, the little cheap like $2 mask you buy at Walmart. It looked like they're just cut up from a bra. And I was just, I don't know. I think I was just tired, frustrated, whatever. I went to find my mask in the car or in the truck, and I found that one just sitting there. So I just had to record a Snapchat video. I'm like, whoever left their A-cup bra in my truck, please come back and get it.
When this whole COVID thing first started,
Bob, I heard the same thing. He was very egotistical in real life and hard to work with.
when the COVID first started, there was
I'll tell y'all a story about Road Dogg in a minute. It's gonna make y'all pissed.
there was a lady that lives in the building, and I seen her like down the street, and she had a bra over her face. And I'm thinking she even had like little doodads on it to like make it fancy. So the next day I actually went, I got her a mask and I brought her a mask.
Oh, Alexa playground. Sorry, Sheena.
It's
Alexa's
okay.
playground. Uh-huh.
Oh, I sucked.
Dorito, why Rey Mysterio? What did Rey Mysterio do? The Fiend was just weekend. Oh, not forget. Okay. I thought you were saying forget. I was going to say, what the hell? Yeah, Bob, I do.
I love the Fiend gimmick. I don't like the fact they burned him and melted his mask. I don't like the new look. I think they could have done something a little bit better. Sorry, Wolfie. I forgot you're still in chat.
I'm the only one without a pussy.
Yeah, Mr. J. Oh, um, also, Devon Dudley suffered a stroke.
Yeah, Devon Dudley had a stroke. Road Dogg suffered a heart attack. Yeah.
Go get him.
Who the hell's Del Gas? Oh!
Oh,
Oh, shit. There's my boy, Pretty Ricky.
oh. Where the hell is Keith Lee?
Keith Lee has some health issues that is preventing him from being part of WWE right now. That was something else I was going to cover. I read about that Saturday. They're saying it might be complications from the coronavirus, that he's having some serious problems right now. And they're not exactly talking what it is. They're pretty much just keeping it quiet. Yeah. Speaking of which, Aleister Black tweeted today and said, "I have a story to tell everyone when we can come face to face again, and I will give full details soon."
Oh.
And now we get to see Ricochet on Raw tonight. I'm excited. Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre in the main event.
What?
What do you mean what?
Bob, not Lee and Naya. It's Lee and Mia Yim that just recently got engaged.
To be honest, Wrestling Forever, I think when Aleister Black got cleared back in January, everything was happening with his girlfriend in WWE and social media shit. They just kind of punished him and said, "Oh, you're not cleared to wrestle." Just being honest, I think that's the kind of politics that was going on, but I'm not 100% sure because nobody's come through about it. But yeah,
Where's your puppies? My puppies is still here with me.
she went to go catch a mouse. She'll be back.
See that? My boy heard you talking shit about his mama.
My cat sat with me for 2 hours. Your cat's so far to 15 minutes. And I had to cradle my cat to get her to stay. She just laid on my leg and kept my leg warm.
I'm not cradling my. Well, I put my hand under his. I put my hand under his bum because I don't want him using his claws to stay in place.
Yeah.
It hurts when they dig their claws in your boobs, you know.
I wouldn't know. But yeah, Keith Lee. Again, they're not explaining what's wrong with him, but there is something wrong with him. So since they announced that on Saturday, expect by next Saturday that we're gonna get the truth, or we're gonna have a bunch of fucking rumors.
Yep. Mama's puppies.
That's good. The case of Lupa. Bailey is injured right now. That's why we haven't seen her. They're expecting Bailey to come back for after WrestleMania, but we don't really know.
Yeah, Bob Gillis. He is still under WWE contract. He was on an injury leave.
Yeah, he got injured when he and Ricochet were doing the tag team titles for all 3 shows at one time. Remember that, Doris?
Yes.
Aleister Black and Ricochet, the most oddball team I ever seen, but the skills together working as a team from NXT to Raw to SmackDown was fucking amazing.
Well, that's like the freaking matches that Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy had. Those were some good ass matches.
Amazing matches.
I don't get why they ended that storyline. That was such a good storyline.
Wasn't that like right at the time that WrestleMania season was happening and he was going up to the main roster?
No, that was while he was in the main roster. They were both main roster. That was around the time that Seth Rollins took Buddy Murphy into his thingy, and they started with the Rey Mysterio storyline, and they added Aleister Black to that, and I thought they were going to continue with that, but they kind of just dropped it all together.
I think that was stupid.
Yeah. Especially where Aleister Black got attacked by Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, and then after that, it was like they never followed anything up on it.
Well, I mean, again, the whole injury thing, and then not to mention the social media bullshit. So, is it just me or is Naomi slimmed up?
I believe she did.
It looks like she lost some of her rear view. Wink, wink.
Listen, I mean, she may have been one of the ones that had COVID too. You don't know.
Did she take an extended time off?
Yeah, she was gone. She just made a return at Survivor Series, I think. She was out for a while.
The only way Drew McIntyre and Aleister Black would be good is if they put Drew McIntyre back on the mid card. That would be the only way. Because otherwise, like what they're doing with Drew McIntyre right now, he would just squash Aleister Black, and I think would be bullshit. Yeah, I don't actually follow all of them on Twitter. Like I'll get a follow from just a random wrestler like Shotzi Blackheart just randomly followed me, and that's how I found out who she was. And then there was a few of them, a couple others that started following me, and that's how I started following them, like Ricochet.
Raleigh, thank you for the correction. She came back at Royal Rumble. She was one of the surprise entrants. Naomi was.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, like Naomi, like you got me fucked up saying it now, Doris. But Naomi, like, ever since they took the Glow Championship from her, she hasn't really done shit in WWE.
Nope.
And I hate to see someone like Nia Jax constantly be on top like she is.
Well, and I thought that originally when she was out, I thought it may had something to do with the legal problems that John Uso had.
Jey Uso.
Well, his real name is John. And no, not Jey Uso. Jey Uso is the one that's here now. She's married to the other one.
Jimmy. Well, did you notice that Jimmy and Jay were both on SmackDown this past week? And also, guys, if you're listening to us and not paying attention to Raw right now, you just missed Dana Brooks' nip slip. You're welcome. You can actually buy her shoes, Raleigh, on Amazon. They're like, I think, $35 American, so probably about €50. No, wait, reverse that. About €35 and 50 American. Oh, Asuka. You might be right about that Wrestling Forever, but I don't think it's actually going to work because it's hard to get Lana over right now, especially with Hero doing so well in AEW. Motherfucker stole my title again. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Must be pre-recorded because my title's right there. Oh, look at Rhea Ripley. Jesus, just towering over that man.
Oh, and maybe there's a possibility that in the future we may see Rhea Ripley and Beth Phoenix in a match.
Ooh, that would be a good match.
Because in an interview today when they did because they did a Icons show on Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhea Ripley was one of the people she interviewed, and on Revisited Icons, she said that that was one of her dream matches, and that if ever Beth Phoenix was up to it, she would love to meet Beth Phoenix in the ring.
Wrestling Forever. This is Wrestling Fanatics Corner, not WWE Fanatics Corner. We love any and all wrestling information and news we could get. If we can watch any other organization on Monday night, we probably wouldn't. But we go back and watch AEW after Wednesday.
We do. We do watch AEW. And we actually did. It wasn't with Cash. Cash, I think, was working. But I did a AEW pay-per-view with Lone Star.
Was I working, or was it just one of the nights I just wasn't up? I think it's just one of the nights I wasn't up.
It might have been you. I know you just said to me, you're not watching. I'm not watching.
Oh, that's what it was. Because I'm not buying the pay-per-views, and I don't get the same.
Well, and that's what I said. I was like, I'm not paying for it. When he asked me if I would do it with him, I'm like, if you can find me a way to watch it for free, I'll be more than happy to do it. But I ain't paying for it.
And to be honest, Wrestling Forever, Jillian Hall, as much as we hated her fucking singing gimmick, was phenomenal in the ring, especially with her taking on Beth Phoenix for so long. They had great chemistry, and I love seeing it. Beth Phoenix is by far one of the best women wrestlers, and I'd love to watch Beth Phoenix and Jazz go at it for that little bit of time that they did.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
could see why Rhea Ripley would see that as an inspiration. I'm sorry, go ahead.
that's okay. Wrestling Forever. She did say that. She said that with a lot of the things that she faced growing up, being so tall and built and being naturally muscular as a child, she felt like from listening to Beth Phoenix's stories, she faced a lot of the same ridicule and outcasting that Beth Phoenix faced. Just because of the way they were naturally built, their shoulders and things like that. They were always ridiculed as children because they weren't girlish, like they were more boyish.
Yeah.
And she said that was why she found Beth Phoenix as an inspiration, because Beth Phoenix used to tweet and things like that all the time when she was a wrestler, saying, you're the way you are because that's how God made you. Don't try to be something you're not. Learn to
Love
love
yourself.
what you are and work with what you have. Don't let that hold you back. And Rhea Ripley said she found that inspiring.
Damn it, Doris, did you just agree with me again?
I was just simply saying what Rhea Ripley said. I was not necessarily agreeing with you.
I was talking about before that, like the Beth Phoenix and Jazz match.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, good. I ain't got to take a shot then if you plead the fifth. Y'all don't want to see me get wasted on Doris's live stream, do y'all?
And it must have been hard to find an activity since cheerleading and dancing were out and wrestling and football would have been made. Actually, Wrestling Forever, Beth Phoenix actually was the only girl on her high school's boys wrestling team.
Yeah,
She
they
was
allowed
one
that
of
in
the
Canada at the time.
no, she was the first one to ever do it. And she wasn't in Canada. Beth Phoenix?
I thought she was Canadian.
Mm-mm. Edge is Canadian.
I know Edge is Canadian.
Yeah, no, she's from America.
Oh,
But yeah, she said that when she said the inspiration for her to want to become a wrestler was the Bret Hart Owen Hart match at WrestleMania 10.
yeah, I can see that.
And like that week, I think they were having, it was the start of the wrestling season, so she went and signed up, and they called her to the principal's office and said, I think you signed the wrong list. And she was like, no, I didn't. And she was like, I had to go through a physical to make sure I could do it and keep up with the boys. She's like, but once all the boxes were checked, they were like, we have to let you in. You've done everything, and there's no reason to not let you in. But she said that her wrestling team was actually very supportive of her.
Gary, get some good rest, Bubba. Get better. We love you. We'll think of you and see you next time we do a live stream and you're there. And if you just so happen to slide by one of mine, don't forget, I'll give you love too.
Yeah, Gary, get some rest. Right, Wrestling Forever, there weren't any, especially in high school or college, there weren't female wrestlers. Most of the professional female wrestlers were like swimsuit models or athletic models that were brought in and taught to wrestle. Like Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus had no interest of being a wrestler.
Yeah,
She
she just wanted to
was
be a fitness model.
right. She was a fitness model, and they went to her.
Oh, Doris, you missed a good ass live stream. I'm not sure if Joseph's still here, but he got to hear me scream like a bitch.
Oh,
So this past week, I decided because this game almost damn near requires it, I bought the VR aim controller. So I don't have an actual controller in my hand, just a gun, just moving around and shit. And there was a lot of fucking aliens jumping in my face. I could see Joseph's words going across the screen. Run, Cash, run. I fucking told you to run every time I die. And I was sitting here like, the fuck you come from? And yeah, so.
yay, Lisa's back.
Oh,
But yeah, Wrestling Forever, she had said that that was one of the challenges that she faced. Was once she decided she wanted to be a wrestler, there was nowhere for her to start. As
yes,
far
Trish
as like
Stratus
high
is
school
Canadian.
and college. Yes, Trish Stratus is Canadian.
Sorry. I could see Beth Phoenix still going at it because she done really good last year when she went into the Women's Rumble, and she did good this year in the Women's Rumble. And I think didn't she even have a couple matches last year?
She did. They said that in that documentary, they said that she's had 10 matches in the last 2 years. Because you figure she teamed up with Natalia when the tag team titles first came out. They wrestled for them. She's been at the last 2 Royal Rumbles.
She'd wrestled with her head split wide open.
Right, Raleigh. She could easily, but I'm saying when she first got started as a teenager, there really were no one training female wrestlers.
You want this? Come on.
I love Asuka.
Hey guys, I'm not really sure if y'all gonna agree with this, but I think Rhea is ready for Asuka.
Rhea.
She's Australian. It's Rhea.
Sit.
She's from Adelaide, Australia. You should know this, Sheena. Dream retirement match: Natalia and Beth versus Maurice and Tamina.
Yeah, I don't see Maurice fitting in that match.
I can see Trish Stratus
Yeah.
and Tamina versus Natalia and Beth. But right now, I think Natalia has a great team with what's her face.
To me.
Oh, I think we just had a mishap on Raw. I think I see blood in the ring.
Oh, I wonder if it's Asuka's mouth again. Remember, fucking not too long ago,
She lost
Shayna
those 2 teeth.
Baszler kicked her tooth out.
Yeah, it's like 5 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Okay, no, it didn't bust her nose. I was afraid she busted her nose with the way she hit it with the table and the way Asuka just dropped.
Beth will have a match someday, hopefully. Love it. Her versus Nia at Rumble. I think it was. I saw that, found it hard to believe. Hard to forget trainer on documentary, wasn't it? She's a Hall of Famer. Raleigh, I don't understand what your question is. I saw that, found it hard to get trainer on documentary, wasn't it? She's Hall of Famer. Is there?
Oh, Asuka and Rhea Ripley versus Nia and Shayna next week. And here we go with the main event: Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre. Get ready to watch a clinic, y'all. If I'm quiet during this match, it's because I'm in sheer awe of everything that's about to fucking happen.
As an Italian fan, I want to see her get one more push for championship before release.
I don't think Natalia is ever going to go anywhere. Just being honest. I think Natty's there to stay for life.
Yeah, I think in my
Look
opinion,
away,
I think
Wolfie.
they use Natalia to help new coming wrestlers as a like informational or advisory capacity.
I'm sorry, Wolfie. It's Ricochet. I've got to do this for Ricochet. Oh, I'm. Hold on. Damn it.
Sorry, I think she said on documentary she found out how to get in business and get trained just because she was a woman, which isn't fair. Natalia is too. Right, Raleigh. And that's what she had said, that back then wrestling itself, because even her mother had said when Beth told her she wanted to be a wrestler, she said, but there are no women wrestlers. There's only men who wrestle. Because, and if you think about it, around that time, that was true. And then when Beth quit her job and went to OVW, she wasn't under contract. They weren't paying her. She was there on her own dime, just trying to get some experience so she could get a trainer. The only training she had whatsoever was her high school training from when she was on her high school wrestling team, until she said she ended up signing up for Tough Enough, and they were going to sign her, but then they found an issue with her heart and told her that they couldn't do anything for her. But when she was in OVW, she really didn't have much training per se other than high school. And she was mostly doing the OVW just to get her name out or try to get some experience working with a crowd, because they would let her wrestle matches and things. She just wasn't normally on TV. They let her do a couple of things on TV, but it wasn't normal because she wasn't contracted.
Okay. Because I know what Doris is going to say in a second. Pound for pound, WWE knows that Natty Neidhart is the best women's wrestler they got. They're not going to let her go because of not only the training aspect, but the ability to actually go out there in the ring and have chemistry with everybody.
Right. And that's what I find. I find that that's the value that WWE has in Natalia, is because she can work with anybody and she can make anybody look good. And like I said, she's very good as far as like an advisory training, Like she trains with a lot of the newcomers. I don't
She's
know
actually
if
one of the background people in NXT.
right. I don't know if you guys watch Total Divas, but or the Chronicles. Like when they did Lana's Chronicle, they showed Natalia training with Lana when Lana was trying to become a full-time wrestler. And she like multiple times would go back and train with Lana. She's actually the one who taught Lana what to do in a ladder match for the Money in the Bank ladder match because Lana had no idea. And she taught her like how to handle the ladder, what to do with it, how to open it quickly, close it quickly.
Oh, that's fucking spicy as shit. I love myself some Jack though.
I think in some ways Wrestling Forever she does. I mean, she has held the Divas Championship. I think she's held it twice. And like in families like that, it's not necessarily all about the championships. It's about your technical aspect.
I think Nettie Neidhart has lived up to the family legacy just simply because she's managed to stay in the business for as long as she has and has to have been such a great competitor for that amount of time.
Right. Exactly, Raleigh. That's why Lana got better than she was 2 years ago when we watched her because Natty kept training and working with her. And I believe she also did the same thing with Carmella. Because when Carmella first started wrestling, some of the girls in the locker room were saying that they felt like Carmella was afraid to take a punch. And that she would run away from a match or try to get out of matches. And no, Raleigh, Natalia's not a Hall of Famer. There's very few active wrestlers that are Hall of Famers. Normally, they wait for the wrestlers to retire or leave WWE before they make them a Hall of Famer. I'm sure she will be a Hall of Famer when she does decide to retire. I mean, and if you think about it, as far as Owen Hart and British Bulldog, they had great careers, but both their careers were cut very short. So if you think about it, I don't think either one actually held a major championship other than tag team titles or intercontinental titles. Like, I don't think either one ever held the WWE World Championship.
Owen, had he survived, had he lived past 99, we might have seen him as a champion 2000,
Right.
2001.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, his career was cut short by his death.
Yeah.
So up until they died, they really didn't, in that sense, have that much success. They were great wrestlers, but they didn't have a legacy like a Bret Hart and same thing with Jim Neidhart. Jim Neidhart was mainly known as a tag team wrestler. He never really did anything on his own.
Well, I mean, where he had the strength and all, but he had the actions of like Hawk or Animal in the Legion of Doom.
Right.
He could not compete in a match on his own. He had
Right.
matches on his own. If you watch him on the Peacock WWE tab, he didn't do well.
No.
I mean, he did all right against Hugh Morris. Now, watch it from not from a fan perspective, but watch it from like open eyes, watching how he works. He's so used to always being or having somebody right next to him that he could work with that could help him do moves. So when he had his own repertoire, it just wasn't shit. I mean, Vader, I almost feel like Vader would have been a better tag team wrestler if it hadn't been for his in-ring microphone persona.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Big Van Vader as a tag team? They would have been a
Right.
fucking awesome-ass tag team.
Yeah, they would have been. But yeah, Raleigh, I definitely think they will enter her into the Hall of Fame. There's no reason for them not to. Just for her continuing on with the family legacy, I think is one reason to have her in the Hall of Fame, because they do have other Hart family members in there.
Oh my God. Sorry.
And I may be wrong, but isn't Mickey James a Hall of Famer?
I don't think she is yet.
She's not.
Yeah, Raleigh, if she's not already, definitely I think Mickey James should be in the Hall of Fame.
Not so much WWE Hall of Fame. Because
Why?
her career in WWE was like less than 5 years overall.
Yeah, but she held the women's title numerous times.
She did in TNA as well.
Yeah.
TNA
which is-
used her better, and she had more of a career in TNA than she did in WWE. I mean, I could see Mickey James making it because of her in-ring ability and overcoming the whole oink oink piggy, Little Miss Piggy comments that she had to deal with from the fans and the other wrestlers. But I don't see her making Hall of Fame at this moment. I honestly think she was better in TNA. I love my Jack Daniels. I'm feeling nice and comfortable and warm, chilled now. I want to watch this movie, The Unholy. Oh, shit.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't realize that Negan was in it. Anyway. I mean, like I said, I could see her making it into the Hall of Fame, Raleigh. I just don't think that she should do the WWE Hall of Fame. I think I'd love to see her more in Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame or the NWA Hall of Fame over WWE Hall of Fame, just simply because
But
she was
just
given more of a
because she
spotlight
goes
there.
into the WWE Hall of Fame doesn't mean she's boycotted from the others.
I didn't
Kurt
say
Angle owns multiple.
Kurt Angle done most of his shit in WWE.
Right, but
Kurt
he's
Angle-
still in the TNA Hall of Fame.
That was the point. That was just to get him there into the TNA. I'm saying that Mickey
Oh,
James
so
is allowed
that's
to.
different than Mickey James?
I'm saying Mickey James shined more in TNA than she did in WWE.
Yeah, but you
She-
just said the same thing about Kurt Angle, that he shined more in WWE than he did TNA.
Yeah, but the TNA Hall of Fame was a farce for him to get in because he was there for like literally what, a year, and then he got inducted, or maybe 2 years. I mean, Jeff Jarrett only did that to keep him around, to keep him out of WWE. And I mean, I get the accolades that Mickey James has done as a wrestler, not necessarily as a WWE diva, not necessarily as a TNA knockout, but as a wrestler, she should just be in an all-around Hall of Fame. But overall, I think that she would have to ethically turn down a WWE Hall of Fame just simply because WWE did not give her the chance to shine like she could have.
I don't agree.
Well, I don't have to take a shot.
I don't see what proof you have to say that she didn't shine in WWE, that she didn't have a good career in WWE. She
I'm
did.
not saying she didn't have a good career.
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying that her
did.
career. I'm
You
saying that
said
her
they
career
didn't
was
use her
better in
properly
Impact,
and she didn't shine and she did more in TNA.
and
And she
that's
had no
not a wrong
reason to be
statement.
in WWE Hall of Fame.
No,
That's literally what you just said.
that's not exactly what I meant. What I was meaning was that she was able to shine more and be a better competitor in TNA instead of WWE. As far as the TNA aspect, the Impact aspect to the WWE Raw or SmackDown aspect, I honestly say Mickey James was used better in TNA and should be more apt in her aspect, in my opinion, for her career, be more based around TNA. And the same,
Then, in that train of thought, why would she go back to WWE and not TNA?
she went back to WWE for the money. She has two kids. TNA Impact paid what, 120,000. She comes back on one of those lucrative contracts, making 1.5 mil, 2 mil. She could take care of her kids. Her country music career didn't go anywhere, but at least she was allowed the opportunity to try in TNA where she wasn't allowed to try in WWE. She was happier in TNA. So ethically, on her behalf, I would say that she shouldn't accept the WWE Hall of Fame. I realize it's not a popular opinion among the chat, Sheena and yourself, but I just feel she was used better. And I mean, this is my own personal opinion. I'm sure she's gonna make it in WWE Hall of Fame, and as being part of that era, that she was in, being Mickey or Trisha Stalker, and having great matches with Beth Phoenix and Jillian Hall, I don't think Mickey James doesn't deserve it. I just think ethically she deserves it more elsewhere than WWE.
She can have it other places though.
Oh, I'm not saying she can't, Sheena, but it's like having a job. Who the fuck is Marie? It's like having a job. You have a job that you loved, right? And oh, what the fuck?
I love my job now, but if I did good in another job, I would like to be appreciated and shown appreciation for that.
Well, I'm not saying not being shown appreciation. I mean,
Going,
we can talk about Mickey James till we're blue in the face about what she contributed to WWE and the Divas Revolution, so to speak, before the Bellas came in and all that shit. But I'm just saying that Mickey James, like, all right, my first job was Sonic. I had the most fun at that job and one other job. That when I go to any other job after that, I kind of base those experiences on the next job, like the job making auto parts. If I made or got another job making auto parts, I would base my experience on this new job based on my experiences on the past job making auto parts, where I had all these friends, people and I were just bullshitting, chatting, roasting each other, having a good time. And the next job, people are just like thumbs up the butt. Yeah, I may be making 3 times more an hour, but pull a stick at your ass, bro. I mean, I'm not an enemy here, you know? And it's the same concept. I would be looking back at working for Moog over here compared to working for, let's say, Newman over there. It doesn't matter about the pay. I just had more fun over here. I would want to go back to Moog. And I feel wrestling be the same way.
Raleigh, personally, I don't believe that the Bellas are going to return. Um, they've been saying that they were going to return for like the last 3 years. Unless they removed the tumor that Nikki Bella has on her brain, she cannot wrestle.
They've cleared them both. That was the latest regarding them on Monday or Friday. They've both been cleared to get back in the ring. That's why it's such a big topic right now, is because the Bellas made a mention on their Twitter that it's an option. Nikki Bella, again, a great in-ring performer, should not be overlooked. Same with Brie Bella. You know, both of them coming back, wanting to do something at WrestleMania, and I think it's been confirmed that we're going to do something at WrestleMania, but not necessarily in a wrestling aspect. So, you know, maybe like a backstage prop or whatever, you know, patting Rhea Ripley on the back or whatever. It might be something along those lines, but right now there's no actual plans to have them in ring competition at the moment. But it is known that they are going to Tampa for WrestleMania.
Look at that. Drew McIntyre just won 2 back-to-back matches, cash.
Okay.
I think that's pretty impressive.
I mean, it's impressive that he was able to beat Ricochet, but he also beat Mustafa Ali. I mean, come on, who hasn't beaten Mustafa Ali? My fucking 4-year-old could beat Mustafa Ali. AJ Lee is not returning. That may be the case, Wrestling Forever, about the Bellas returning and the idea of the Divas title returning. But right now, it's, you know, clearly speculation. There's no evidence to prove either way. But I don't think AJ Lee's going to return because she officially retired. Now, which means that she got to keep the rest of her pay from her contract from WWE. But what, Doris?
Well, Mighty's coming out.
Oh, yeah. I already knew that. You know, 30 seconds ago. Anyway. Messing with you, Doris. But AJ Lee returning, I don't think she actually has any want to actually get back in the ring. Now, I do know that last year she posted on Twitter her 6-pack abs, and her body's ripped. So, I don't know. Maybe AJ Lee could return. Maybe she could return for, you know, special things like the Women's Battle Royal or shit like that. But I doubt that AJ Lee's ever actually going to return to a full in-ring capacity. So, right now it's just speculation until we see something. So take it for what it's worth and believe WrestleMania if you want to, but I'm much rather just, you know, watch the tabloids and watch how aliens abducted my sister. Yes. Well, I don't know what happened with Ricochet as far as that goes. They were doing something with Ricochet for a minute, and then they put him in here with the fucking I don't forget what the fuck they're called now, Retribution, and did that spot for like what 9, 10, 11 weeks, and just kind of blew Retribution out, and just really wasted Ricochet's time. But Ricochet has been posting on Facebook or Twitter as of late that he really wants something else to do. So we might end up seeing him at WrestleMania in some capacity. Maybe the Andre the Giant Memorial Cup that still hasn't been announced yet, Doris.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as Ricochet, I was hoping when they first did the brand shuffle and they involved Ricochet with both the Pain Bobby Lashley's group and the Retribution. I thought there was going to be an angle at that, like that they were going to end up making him choose one group when he lost that match, and they never did. And then they dropped the Hurt Business out of it and kind of just did the, like Cash said, the never-ending Ricochet fucking Retribution angle. I could almost see Ricochet getting into a battle with Ali on his own now that Retribution's gone.
I wouldn't do it.
But it's a possibility wrestling forever about the past versus future. Who was it that was it WWE forever ago that did the Legends versus the Divas or something like that? Or was that TNA, Cash? Do you remember?
I believe it was WWE. It was whenever they were doing the whole women's revolution thing.
They did Trish and
Yeah, they had like all the old school girls versus the new school girls, and
Yeah, like Trish and Lita was a tag team for a second.
yeah, and then they had Trish go against Charlotte, and
Yeah, that was a waste of 20 minutes. Now look at Wrestling Forever. It was at the WWE Evolution event. He says 2018,
yeah.
17, whenever it was. We knew Wrestling Forever would get our back.
Or Raleigh. Another storyline I could kind of see is Mace and the other
T-Bar.
big guy with that.
T-Bar?
Yeah. Going after Ali, and maybe Ricochet coming out to help Ali, and then there'd be like a tag team match. The
But
big
wouldn't that
guys
be
versus
putting
the little
Ricochet in
guys.
a John Cena moment? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it would be a bad match, but I really don't think putting Ricochet in with more Retribution members would be a good idea because it's two different styles that never fucking clashed. Oh no, Wrestling Forever. It's great that you're our little Mike Tenay over there. I mean, by all
Right.
means, I really wish you could come up on stream with us or would come up on stream with us.
There
You
is a
know,
reason we call you our wrestling encyclopedia, Wrestling Forever.
yeah. Whatever I'm wrong on, which isn't much, you can kind of fix.
Or if we're not sure of the event or the date, you usually come right up with it.
Oh,
That's right,
Baron
Drew. He
Corbin.
is.
The end of days. T-Bar and Mace. Hope Mia Yim gets a singles match now. Mia Yim's wrestling in NXT now, Raleigh. We saw her last Wednesday. All right, Dad. You're like GTV on the Fanatics Corner. Only observing report. And that's why you're our little Mike Tenay. You'd be perfect to be our little Mike Tenay up here.
Exactly, Ray Carson. Hope he gets better. I'm sure he will.
Oh yeah. Having known Brian and Scott and Bob, they all got heart issues. It's high cholesterol, stress, and shit like that. It's like I got to meet Bob before he passed away, and he's just a great guy. Overall, great guy. Has no problem sitting down talking with you outside of the ring and just bullshitting with you. But he gave us a few scares in the ring when we was wrestling with him. Like he would get down and grab his heart. So we had to like move it out, get Scott Armstrong in the ring. Like, yo, bro, Get in here, man. Your dad's acting up. You know, and that's pretty much the way it acted. Road Dog Brian, like he ended up pissing off our promoter because he come in there one night, and I understand it. Okay, I understand why Road Dog was pissed. There was hot dogs thrown on the ring, and it kind of like smudged his tights up a little bit. So he told our promoter, like, look, you're gonna pay for the detailing of my car, and you're gonna pay for the cleaning of my tights, and I'm never coming back here before, or never coming back here again, is what he said. And he's held true to that. It's been like 6 years ago. I get it. I understand the whole being upset about it, but one incident making you never come back to a show that your brothers and your father come to, fuck Brian. I mean, I hope he gets better as a person and an individual, but as a professional, I think he's just too concerned with where he's been instead of where he can be.
The only reason he was able to get the Hurt Locker on him is because Corbin jumped him from behind.
Riddle, Oscar, The Miz, and Morrison on Raw Talk up next. Okay. Now I can turn the TV off because I have no use for the TV. Oh, I mean, if the Diva title does return, I could see Charlotte holding that for sure. Because Charlotte is right at Diva status. Same thing with Lana, right at Diva status. Again, not sure how many people is going to agree with me, but I don't think they're really trying to get Ronda Rousey back after all the bullshit she pulled. Oh, they would get rid of a title to bring the Divas title back.
See, and I don't agree with doing that because I know there's quite a few of the female wrestlers who have said that they wouldn't want to hold the Divas title.
Yeah, but there's others
after having true, like, regular heavyweight champion title status type belts.
I could see them bringing it back for the sole purpose of like the Universal title and the World Heavyweight title. They're making SmackDown look like the weaker brand anyway. So I could see it going to SmackDown and let that be like step 2 of developmental for the NXT chicks. Bianca Belair, Sasha. I mean, they epitomize divas.
Actually, Sasha Belair is one of the ones that I heard her come out of her own mouth saying that she would never hold that belt.
Yeah, I mean that may be the case. It would definitely have to be a SmackDown that the Divas title would have to go to, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't see that because they've just spent the last year of SmackDown being live saying that they're making it the new A-list show and it's going to be better than Monday Night Raw.
Well, I'm just saying, the storylines they're doing on SmackDown are weak.
The storylines they're doing on fucking Monday Night Raw are weak.
I'm talking about compared to Raw, though.
They're still weak. Monday Night Raw is a week.
I'm not saying Monday Night Raw is weak. Is not weak. I'm just saying that SmackDown's is weaker.
Nah, I don't know.
Maria Kanellis. Well, Maria Kanellis, she's out for pregnancy still, isn't she? EC3, he's gonna stick with Impact Wrestling. He just loved it over there.
Wrestling Forever, I don't think so, especially now where society itself is showing the differences between men and, especially in sports, men and women inequalities. So I don't see them changing the whole women's evolution thing and saying that it's losing steam.
I think they just got away from the storyline altogether. I mean, the women's revolution never really stopped, but as far as storyline goes, it did. I mean, we're still seeing phenomenal matches from some of the women, especially in NXT, like Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, people like that coming up. We could end up seeing the Divas Revolution get a little bit stronger because, I mean, Bianca Belair, she's just a strong person. She lifted Nia Jax up last Friday on SmackDown and slammed her. I mean, it's just, and then we got Rhea Ripley who's come out and just like pretty much said, fuck you, Nia, I'll take you on and Asuka. I don't really give a shit. Is EC3 in Ring of Honor? I thought he had made it back to Impact Wrestling. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we already had a couple disagreements tonight about how I feel about certain things, but again, it's just opinions. I don't think Doris is going to hate me tomorrow over it.
No.
At least I hope not. Raquel Gonzalez. I would like to see her make it to the main roster, just simply because they don't have women her size in Ring of Honor. Or not Ring of Honor, but NXT.
I agree. I thought the feud that they started with her and Rhea would have been really good. It was really good, the few matches they had. So I think it would work if they moved her up and kind of went that way again and maybe involve like some more of the bigger built women to go against them.
I could see that.
I mean, then it wouldn't look like there was as many squash matches as like we tend to see.
And that is my biggest issue. That's my biggest issue with WWE at this moment.
Wrestling Forever, I don't think so. They once they left NXT, they never mentioned, I mean, they would mention it when talking about their NXT careers, but as far as their WWE careers, they never mentioned the Four Horsewomen. So I don't think that it was more about them and less about the others. I think it was WWE realized they needed more women on the main roster and brought up 6 to 9 of the best candidates they had in NXT to bring up to the main roster. Especially where they were trying to do that women's only pay-per-view. They definitely needed more women just to make a whole program for matches and things like that. Yeah, they're very similar in size, Raleigh. Ray, you have a good night. Thank you for chatting.
Good night, Ray.
Yeah, Ray, a lot of the different leagues are having women's tournaments. AEW is, TNA is. I mean, like I said, in society today, in the sports, they're trying to bring women's sports more into the spotlight to
I'm okay with
equal.
that, but when they're doing shit like they're doing with fucking Nyla Rose, that's
Right.
upsetting me.
Yeah, wrestling forever. I mean, and that's one thing that they've always done as far as WWE and the women's storylines. And I think because they're trying to keep it in some ways more kid friendly, so they can't go to the risque. They're having a lot of firsts as far as like the first Hell in the Cell, the first Money in the Bank, the first Women's Royal Rumble. So I think they're definitely creating more content. But again, the problem is they don't have a roster for the women that equals out the men's roster. So it's kind of hard for them to do the same types of matches in some circumstances as they do for the men's because they don't have the supply of talent.
You know, if they were to pull every female wrestler from every show, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, they could make their own weekly 2-hour episodic show.
Right, they could.
But the question is, who would watch it?
I mean, I think a lot of people will watch it. I mean, there were a lot of people that watched Glow Wrestling.
Glow Wrestling was one thing, but I'm talking.
I mean, that would be basically what it was if they had a 2-hour all women's episodic show. It would be Glow Wrestling all over again.
Except Glow Wrestling still had a sexual feel to it, which is one reason why I couldn't actually get behind it.
As far as like, we've already talked about how USA and NBC wants them to get a little more risque.
While they edit everything out.
Yeah, Ty Conti is doing well. I watched her match last week, and I thought she did well in it. I think they're definitely using her better than they did in NXT.
All right, I gotta go charge this thing and give it back to Bree.
All right.
Good night.
Have a good night, Sheena.
Bye.
Bye.
And you're not wrong about that. Sasha Banks had great in-ring ability, not to mention that she showed respect to the legends of wrestling, being like Eddie Guerrero with her attires, and all the other stuff. You know, Sasha Banks was a great asset to bring up.
Really?
Charlotte,
What are you, my parrot?
I completely believe should have been pushed back, but they pulled all 4 of the horsewomen up at one time. So I understood why WWE did that, but at the same time, they really shouldn't have done it. Charlotte really needed a lot of work, and to this day needs a lot of work. Hey, Anomaly.
Oh, Thomas Anomaly said hello.
So,
but yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say, again, I think the whole Charlotte, Sasha, Becky Lynch, I think they pulled them all up kind of in a hurry because they were looking to start the whole women's evolution thing and the women's pay-per-view. And I mean, because they probably had to do something, because by that point they had signed with Saudi Arabia and had gotten word that Saudi Arabia was not going to allow any of the women to even travel there, never
Right.
mind wrestle. So they had to do something with the women to make up for that.
Yeah, and
For
that
the
was what
fact that
the
they were
WWE Evolution was about.
right. And that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, that's why they pulled everyone up at the same time in such a rush.
I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I don't want to dispute what you're saying because you may very well be right on that. But I'm honestly thinking that the whole pulling the four horsewomen up was to capitalize on the four horsewomen coming in as a stable.
Then why did they separate them?
That was the issue. They didn't have space for them on one show.
No,
So
I
they had
mean,
to
they
separate
broke
them.
them all up in factions.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I mean, they still kept them as a team ultimately, like Becky and Charlotte, Sasha and Bailey. You know, they kind of kept them as a team for the most part.
No,
But
Bailey wasn't on. Bailey came up much later.
who's
Bailey
Becky?
wasn't brought up at the same time.
So who's the other four horsewoman?
Bailey came up. Bailey was the other four horsewoman, but she didn't. She stayed in NXT a lot longer than the other three did.
Oh,
Becky and Charlotte were brought up first. Sasha was brought up shortly after to make the third faction. It was Paige they brought up. They brought up
the Riot Squad.
the Riot Squad.
No, wait. Riot
They
Squad was
brought
better
up.
than that, wasn't it?
No, that was one of the factions.
Yeah, I know that's one of the facts. But are we like skipping years here? I'm pretty sure we're just like skipping years with all that. Because I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, no, it's their religion and it's their law wrestling forever. I mean, it's not necessarily funny in that aspect. I mean, to us, it's weird. But when they allowed Lacey Evans versus Natalya Neidhart at the next year at Crown Jewel, you know, look at the outfits they had to wear: baggy clothes that didn't reveal
Yeah,
any type of curves to
they
their
had to
body.
have big T-shirts and
Yeah, and I'm doing well, Anomaly. I'm sorry I didn't answer you earlier. I saw it when you wrote it. I just didn't answer earlier. I apologize. But I mean, I think they were just trying to capitalize on the momentum they had to bring him up. Because when they brought up Finn Balor, they instantly threw him into the Universal title shot
right.
instantly, and which it was great for him until he tore the fucking pectoral muscle.
Yeah.
And I was upset they never actually truly gave him another chance. Let Braun Strowman run over him, and then Braun Strowman never even fucking got a chance. But I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see women's wrestling become as competitive as men's wrestling. And they did it for a while. And every
Right.
now and then we'll see a glimmer of hope. But I mean, if you really want to see it, it's all on NXT. Sadly, it's also on Impact Wrestling. It's also on AEW. You're not seeing it on Raw and SmackDown as much because they're trying to focus on the main titles, which is the Universal title and the World Heavyweight title. And I mean, they did good on the US title, but then Bobby Lashley lost it, and now they're losing it with Riddle.
What bothers me is it's like you don't. I mean, and I know we do this all the time. We go into the past. You don't see any of the championships defended like you used to. They're never, hardly ever, defended on a weekly television show. Almost all of them are defended on pay-per-views, and that's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's to build up hype, and I understand why Vince and the writer team are doing it. But at the same time, I agree with you. You know, back in WCW, we had the television title,
Right.
not the pay-per-view title, but the television title, and it was a beautiful, gorgeous title.
Mhm.
And Lex Luger held it, and I think he even retired it. Well, we talked about this a few weeks ago. I think Wrestling Forever actually corrected me. I think Lex Luger may have lost it to somebody. But anyway, you know, that title was defended week in, week out, 10-minute time limit, you know. pinfall, submission, count out, however it was. There was never any special stipulation meant for it, but it was the title to keep you going, kind of like we're
Right.
seeing with the TNT title on AEW now.
And to Wrestling Forever, you don't know what the wording was in the contract that Vince signed with Saudi Arabia. I'm sure they made them fully aware that they did not want any women shown, especially scantily clad women, which
Yeah.
is more than likely why Vince had to apologize.
And it's
Was
a
because,
respect thing too.
right. I mean, you got to figure, look at all the money they are getting from Saudi Arabia. He don't want to lose that money.
Hell no.
So he's got to apologize.
I mean, what was it? Like right at $10 million or $100 million, something like that is what he was getting for doing the
It's
Saudi
like,
Arabia show.
I think it's $10 million over 4 years or something like that. Hold on. All right. So $45 million per year over the next 10 years.
I'm pretty sure they
The
didn't get it
company
for
nearly a
2020.
$500 million during that time period. That's an incredible $450 million. Think about that for a second. And they say, with the reveal of the details of this deal, it's easy to see how WWE is able to fund some of their new projects, including the NXT UK, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, $450 million for 10 years.
And the wrestlers can't make their contracts wrestling forever, not until they get to that Legends status. Now, I know NWA is different because you're having to pay for your own transportation. But NWA wrestlers, they typically make about $250 a match. Typically. And when they become champions, they can opt to get paid $500 a match. It was the fans wrestling forever that wanted to see the women wrestle. And I admit Lacey Evans and Natalya Neidhart put on a beautiful show. But I think Stephanie actually has something to do with that. About getting it approved overall. WWE can go places as long as they don't fuck it up from here. Some people might disagree with me. Saudi Arabia was convinced because they contacted WWE about Riyadh. They needed more tourism, and that allowed the tourism in Riyadh. Riyadh is a developing city. I think Riyadh, like, up until, 5-6 years ago, was just nothing but desert and, like, a couple of camel farmers. And I know I'm being kind of racist saying it like that because I don't exactly know what they were doing, but it's along those lines.
Yeah, I couldn't find the exact wording, but the report I just read about some of the contingencies in the contract was that WWE had to agree that no women would, or they would have to get pre-approved any women that even traveled to Saudi Arabia. Like Renee Young went, but no women were able to compete or be seen. And it just said that over that time that WWE had been trying to convince Saudi Arabia to let them at least show 1 or 2 matches for the women, which was probably the match that we saw last year with Natalia and Lacey Evans.
Fuck me.
Yeah, Wrestling Fever. I actually heard a while back that WWE was actually thinking about canceling or not doing any more house shows because they weren't making that much profit from them once they paid the talent. And
Well, they had bullshit matches like the Miz versus the Fiend.
right.
I mean, really, I think they would do better by doing NXT house shows than instead of Raw and SmackDown. Maybe throwing like a Raw and SmackDown match in there just for
Right.
storyline development.
I mean, I think they should keep Raw and SmackDown. In a way, I think they should keep it like it is in the Thunderdome and like charge for people to watch it in person if they want to watch it in person. You know what I mean? And
I
it
could
saves
see
on
that.
travel. It's
I could
better
see
for the
that.
wrestlers. I mean, if they weren't making money on the house shows anyway, what difference does it make?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about just doing house shows in the Thunderdome, sure. But
Well, and
doing
that's what
like
I
Raw,
mean, like just doing house shows in the Thunderdome
but
and
doing
then
like Raw
travel.
and SmackDown.
No, I think Raw and SmackDown too.
Well, no, I'm talking about like Raw and SmackDown. Like, in order for them to make the money, they got to keep the content fresh. And if they're stuck in one spot, they've got to freshen it with every show. Where when they're doing house shows and they're just traveling, like, all right, say they're in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia on Monday night. Okay, well, they can hit like some small town, let's say Man, West Virginia on Tuesday, and just do like a little moderate match. Okay, well, it's still sold out in Man, West Virginia because they don't get shows like that. They don't get Raw. They don't get SmackDown coming into their town. So they're coming in for that. But if you leave like Raw in one place and then they're still doing like the build up matches for, let's say, the pay per views or the following week, you're seeing the same match every night and every week. And it's kind of like going to the circus. You don't want to go to the circus every night of the week. And that's ultimately what it'll end up being is just people get tired of the product in that area. That's why they started moving around. And that's why NWA shows are typically every 2 weeks to a month.
But in the Thunder, if they keep the Thunderdome the way it is, anyone from anywhere can watch it.
Oh, you mean like charge admission to watch a live stream?
Yeah, like if you want to
Okay.
sign up, like charge a nominal fee to be able to upload the content, you know what I mean? And be able to watch it live.
So in other words, just have WWE Network do house shows.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I guess it would be like that. Yeah.
Allow the guys that don't really get Raw or like TV time on Raw and SmackDown to show off their skills.
Yeah, like the guys that need more
in-person training and more of an audience feel to where they can get
that have
so
never
used to
been
it.
or haven't had the time to deal with the live audience or start doing the travel like when they're coming up to a big pay-per-view so they can kind of refresh their guys on what it's like to have a live crowd there. And
Okay. I mean, I could kind of see that. But you
I mean,
probably end
'cause
up. Go ahead.
I just think like if you, in my mind, in a way, I mean, I know a lot of the wrestlers say they like to travel,
Mm-hmm.
but if they're at the Thunderdome, they have more time at home. They have more time with their families because they're not traveling to 5 different cities every week.
But again, the benefit of the product being spread out would be limited. Because I can tell you, there's nothing like being in the audience. Now, when you're in the audience of like a Raw and SmackDown, you see a bunch of behind the scenes shit that makes the actual show Raw and SmackDown boring when you're watching. It's like, oh, this is where they would like shoot out a T-shirt at you or something. You know, that's why this commercial break's happening. Like when they're doing the commentary back here, you got somebody out there in the audience sitting there dancing with their shirt off that WWE pays to do. You know, it's just like the chant starters. When that shit came out, that hurt my heart so bad. Remember the old chant starters from the Attitude Era?
Yep.
I just thought that honestly, WWF fans knew who the Nasty Boys were, who Public Enemy were, and they got down with the la-di-da-di-da-di, we like to party. No, it was somebody's in the audience fucking, yeah, Rocco Rock, Johnny Grunge, you know? And that actually kind of hurt my heart about that.
Oh, did you lose it, Bubby? He lost his ball.
But I think getting rid of the house shows would be a bad idea because it gives the fans, let's say the ones in Texas or Man or shit, Coleman, Alabama, it gives them a chance to actually get to a show and see what it's like to be there live. So when it comes time for a pay-per-view, let's say in Mobile or let's say in Charlotte or, you know, Houston, the people that went to the house shows are like, man, I got to get a part of that. And I know it's got to be even more impactful. And that's why house shows are important to a large event like WWE Raw, SmackDown, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the $125 a fucking ticket pisses me off. I mean, I want to take my kids to go and see Ricochet and Aleister Black. They want to see The Fiend, you know. And here it is, like, okay, in order for us to get the cheap seat, we got to pay $125 a ticket. So which Mexican family am I selling you to now? You know? New Age Outlaws and Worm Chants. Some of them were Wrestling Forever, but when they're first coming up and the fans really don't know who they are, they would have a chant starter sit there and start a chant like Shane O'Mac, Shane O'Mac. Shane O'Mac was coined by Eric Bischoff calling Vince McMahon Vinnie Mac or O'Mac when he had the O'Mac cam on TNT when he was ready to fight him, or Spring Stampede, I think it was actually. You know, so it was just one of them things like WWE just took what WCW threw at him and was like, hey, let's play with this. But at the same time, you had the chant starters, you know, Stone Cold, we want this, we want that. And that would ultimately start feuds. Now, to us at home, it's like, holy shit, the fans want to see it. I want to see it too now. But in all actuality, it's like 15 people in the ring. It's like, you know, they have a note card at 9:15, start this chant. And it was just, that was one of the things that hurt me about that time. Because, I mean, they would just spread them out around the audience to get other people excited about it. And Goldberg was piped in. Goldberg was piped in WWE, but not WCW. I miss Goldberg. I miss the old Goldberg. I know nobody really liked it. His in-ring ability was shit. You know, his in-ring ability may have been shit, but when he come out, you felt a dominant power when he stepped through that curtain. And I still do to this day. I mean, 33 years old. I watched him 25 years ago is when I saw him debut. And I still love to watch him wrestle. I'm not even tired, Doris.
Well, I will be ending this shortly because I do have to work in the morning, and I am tired.
We've only got 2 hours and 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, no.
We always do 6 hours on Monday, though.
No.
Where's Lisa?
She probably fell asleep.
Good. I didn't want to have to explain myself tonight.
But yes.
I couldn't put her in a predicament to be homeless. I still love her. I mean, it's not gonna change. She may still hate my guts and all that good shit, but I can't just walk out and leave her to where she has absolutely nothing and she has to struggle even more than we already have. It's partly my fault she's struggling. As far as the bills go. It was the hype. I mean, Goldberg was all hype. I mean, looking back on it, Goldberg, his spear and jackhammer was phenomenal, but that was really all he had as far as wrestling goes. It was the hype that made him so great.
Yeah, he really had no wrestling background.
Mm-mm.
I remember watching an interview back when I don't even know if he had actually left WWE yet or WCW. When they told William Regal that William Regal had to lose to him, William Regal was pissed.
Right.
Because he knew that Goldberg had no authentic wrestling ability. And if you go back and watch that match, you can see it.
Dr. Death.
William Regal said, as much as they told me I couldn't, I made him work for that win.
Hell yeah.
And he put him through a wrestling clinic, is how William Regal described it.
And that's absolutely what you have to do with people like Goldberg. To get them to understand and respect the sport that they're in to make a living out of, you got to make them understand what others had to go to get to the part where he was. I mean, he made U.S. champion in 6 months, world champion of the year.
Yeah.
That's a slap in the face to a lot of people that worked 5, 10, 15 years to make it half as far. But he had the size and he had the energy. So that's what made him so great.
I haven't fully thought about what is going to happen at Mania with that match. It's going to go one of two ways.
She's not coming back, Kathy.
Charlotte is going to show up next week and try to demand to be put into the championship title with reasoning that she challenged Asuka first and Asuka accepted her challenge first. Or
U.S. champ, you say?
Rhea Ripley, as much as I don't think she would physically lose, Rhea Ripley will lose, and her and Charlotte are going to end up in a feud to who has the right to the next match with Asuka. And I think if Rhea Ripley were to lose at Mania, it will be because of Charlotte.
Judging from what we saw at the end of the night tonight, I'm honestly starting to worry about Asuka. Because
right, she looked like she really got hurt.
Well, if you go back and watch the table fling, it nailed her. It nailed her. And that's why I go, oh shit, like that. You know, I don't know if Rhea Ripley ever dealt with one of them little flimsy ass tables or not.
Normally, I have played with that idea. I wouldn't know what I would want to do though. Like if there would be specific. I know I do videos once in a while of old Attitude Era and pre-Attitude Era videos. Alexis, hello.
Hey Alexis, hey Lissy, I wasn't ignoring you. We was in the middle of a conversation. That's why I just did a little hand heart. Um, Kathy, letting her go to be better. I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump to this real quick. Letting her go to be better and to come back to me. Like I said, she's probably not gonna come back. Period. She said she wasn't. She says she don't have love for me, so I'm not pushing that idea. It's just the fact that I want to make sure that when all is said and done here, I know that she's set up to where she can maintain herself. Um, Honestly, Doris, about the whole doing videos about the Attitude Era and shit, that couldn't hurt to do like hangout screen shares, something along those lines. Um, Between you and me watching the videos and just kind of doing commentary. But you said you wouldn't want to know, or you don't know what you'd want to do with it. Make a poll for our viewers. You know, give them a link that you drop right here that they can answer the poll and see what they think. You know, which 4 videos that you want to do, one of the 4, and they select it.
Well, Raleigh, it looked like the table hit her in the mouth.
Yeah.
And if you remember about 5 weeks ago, she lost a tooth from the root when Shayna Baszler kicked her in the mouth. So she could have maybe more damage than what they thought. Or maybe it's just as simple as maybe her teeth weren't fully healed.
Honestly, I think she just hit her chin, but from the angle, it looked like she might have hit her nose.
Yeah,
That's
it looked
what
like
worried
it
me.
squarely hit her right in like this area of her mouth and nose. I mean, I don't know. But
ooh, a Monday Night Wars thing, Doris. We choose different shows, or like a Raw and a Nitro from the same night when it really started heating up. The Attitude Era and the NWO adding momentum. Oh, sorry. Well, I agree with that, Raleigh. I think Asuka's just having a string of bad luck this year because I mean they're both botched moves. They're Wrestling Forever is not anything dealing with Asuka as to why it happened unless she like summoned the devil to get to where she's at. You know, I mean, she might have some sort of gin that's at her ass, but I mean, just being honest, I just think it's just happenstance, just having a bad year. And Asuka may want to take a couple months off to just say, all right, look, fuck it. Let's fix my face. You know, she might come out with like a fucking mask, you know, permanently.
Either that or she may do what Cesaro did and start wearing a mouth guard. If it is, in fact, does have something to do with her tooth again.
Well, I don't know. I mean, all of her teeth were there and I didn't see blood, which is why I'm thinking her chin got hit.
Kathy, I was just going to say, you guys also have to remember in 2 weeks, I'm starting a 3 to 11 job. So,
yeah,
I don't know when I will be streaming then. So, I am not making any future additional streaming plans.
You're going to have to give me the login for this.
And give me the login for shit.
I get a still of you just sitting there with like your wrestling background on, and then just like, bam, here I come. Just let me in. And then like the screen shatters and shit. Doris is gone. It's Cash Von Esper presents Wrestling Fanatics Corner. Live commentary all by myself. Fuck you, Sheena.
But yeah, so we will have to see what is going on with Asuka. Like it could have just been a storyline. Maybe it did not hit her. Maybe she got her hand up to protect her. We don't really know.
Oh, Anomaly's on it. All hell Cash. Cash forever. It's okay, Kathy.
Tell him, Kathy. Tell him.
I
All
have
right,
to admit,
guys.
this is the
So
most fun I've ever had on YouTube.
it's almost midnight here, so I am going to start shutting everything down. Thank you for joining me and enjoying our conversation.
We got 17 minutes till the top of the hour. You don't want to wait till the top of the hour?
No, I'm not waiting till the top of the hour. You have your own channel.
I do
If you
have my
would
own
like
channel.
to start your own stream, just let everyone know, and we can drop your link to your channel, and they can join you on your channel.
I don't even
And
know
you
what
can
she's
stay
calling.
on as long as your little heart desires.
She's so mean.
I am mean.
She's just jealous because I got a U.S. title from Bobby Lashley and she didn't.
Yeah, normally I will probably be on Jimmy's for a little bit. I don't know if I'll be on for the whole show, but I'll be on for a little bit maybe.
See,
So yes,
see, she's ending this stream to go to another one, guys. She's cheating on y'all.
he said the afternoon show tomorrow. Jimmy does an afternoon show.
I don't know. Y'all are always drunk. Y'all never know what day it is. I'm just wrestling forever. You're gonna get us a copyright strike on that one, but I
For
kind of
what?
like it. Have a good night and a good fight, or a good fight and a good night.
All right,
Celebrity death match.
everybody. I will see you later. If you don't go to Jimmy's, I'll see you on Wednesday. The U.S. as in U stick championship. That's right. That's right. Anomaly every Tuesday.
You're just mad because I got the prettiest current title in WWE roster right now.
You do not. If you had the prettiest current title, you would probably have the black one. I like the black one.
The black one?
The black one.
Which black one? You talking about the WWE title?
Yeah.
I think, all right. My argument about the WWE title is that it looks just so generic. Like, don't get me wrong. I get it. It screams WWE quite fucking literally.
See, I like the flag one better for the U.S. title.
Really? You don't like this one?
Yeah. Nope.
Why not?
I just don't. I don't like it.
What do y'all guys think? Y'all think this title is prettier than the other flag title or the Spinner U.S. title?
And you can let him all know your answer. You got 2 days to think about it. You can give him your answer on Wednesday night, people. 8 o'clock.
That's
We will see you there. Have a good night. Love you all.
Love y'all. Thank you for coming in. Rock on and keep the party rocking, guys.